Pure ecstasy as well. Shout out to you. I think we missed your super chats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any super chats we missed, these guys will cover it on the midday show. All right, man. It's 11 o'clock. Let's see what's for lunch. I mean,
as long as it's.
Hopefully it's sandwiches. So why
don't you tell us what it is so we can tell them. Tell us. Yeah. So what is it?
You got to get our mic going. Do you have your mic on?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go.
I do. They have.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. They have it's cold noodles, and there's sesame honey breaded chicken. I'm very excited to try that because it looks so good.
Okay.
It looks very good. And there's also a very good salad with it, too, which I didn't really check.
We haven't done this in a minute, but there it is. There it is. That's what's for lunch right there. So thank you for seeing there. Breaded sesame chicken with cold noodles. So that should be okay. We'll see how that goes.
No, Joe's like, I can hear Joe opening plastic. So he's got like a treat. Anything you open with plastic, I'm thinking he's got a chocolate bar over there, and I'm just kind of curious what he's eating.
He's sorting out all those ones, I think. All right. Midday show is upon you. We'll see you guys back at 2 p.m. Have a great weekend.
Peace.
Boom, boom, boom. This is what we had to do today because the lovely caterers, they didn't protein us, man. They didn't protein the breakfast, so we're going to have to do it live. Boom! Greetings and salutations. Beautiful frickin' people. Welcome to the Midday Show. This right here, this gentleman, this big boy, that's your boy Joey Options. I'm Sharif. And let's say hello to everybody. Joey, first and foremost, Joey.
Hold on.
We're long. We're long right now. YJ at 555s. We're caught in a up halt. 637. Let's get right down to work. We're going to say hello to everybody in 1 second. 10:59:46 limit uptime. We got $6.37 as the top. I haven't seen this thing move more than a penny since I've been involved in the halt. So we're ready to go. We're doing it live. Let's see what this has to bring. And I want to say what up to Smith. I want to say what up to Buzz, Crazy Dirt Weed, CompuCare team, Joey Opsh, Bless Friday, bro. We got Humang, we got Agro Fighting. Shout out to Gabby Frigo and Farhan Bear Bull. The G is back. Snowman, Michael Shank. All things Trump, the Long Man, 001, I Grow Fighting, Dark Skin. Goodo, we got Tarek, we got who else, man? Mr. Lego, 63 Wicks and A+ setup. Candle Stacks, Farhan, Gamecraft, Nico. We got Puck, we got Hameen Carter, Hurt Scrambler, Danny Patel's in the house as well. Shout out to him. Ja P. Wasn't your name Jal Press? What's good, fellow Arsenal haters?
Yeah.
AJ Easy, Cad Wave, Save Man Woman. We got Roger Noonan. Shout out to Kath Knight, man. Easy Money 34. And Mang Zhang Wang Trading. Yoga Music Cheese Academy. Cheese Academy? I wouldn't mind being part of a Cheese Academy.
Hold on, Joey. Don't do it to me just yet. We gotta do. You know what we have to do right now.
What are you gonna do, Joey?
We're gonna have to give some recognition to our friends over there on TikTok. What's going on? We didn't do it yesterday, so we have to make up for that. We'll go through a couple names. We have Amiri, Trevor Hunt, Zoran, Zan, Noor. What's going on? Ellie, Paul, User, German, Snow Life. All right, anyway, I hope not the bad snow. Anyways, Jeffrey, Moneris, Costa, John Q, US. Oh, I see what you did there, but you have a Canadian flag. Love and hope. I like that one. He did it very, very creatively. Joshua writes, Southside Sully. What's going on? It sounds like a good sandwich joint if you ask me. Southside Sully. There it is. Danny, Ricky, Masked, and a couple more. Dragon, Fluff, and Chicken Stuff. Kim.
I love that name.
Yeah, a lot of good names in the chat. Shout out to everyone, obviously, bravely. Oh, Joseph Osorio. We got to give a shout out to you.
Jonathan Osorio?
No, not.
Oh, my bad.
Not him. Joseph Osorio.
Yeah.
Anyways, aside from that, guys, happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a fantastic one. Some funny stuff going on this morning and some cool nicknames that I'm liking in the chat. But easy there, Luis Suarez. No, all fun and games, guys. All right. Bro. Before we get into it and we get into what we got going on, VinFast reported strong Q2 momentum, delivering more than 70,000 EV globally. Up 96% year over year. First half deliveries reached 129,000 vehicles, up 78%, reinforcing the company's growth trajectory across its expanding EV portfolio. By mid-year, VinFast had already achieved approximately 43% of both its 2026 4W and 2W delivery targets, putting the company firmly on track across both growth and Jones. Sharif's got a lot going on right here, so I'll do my spiel relatively quick. One trade here today, and that was NVDA, and we got a nice move on it here. Didn't catch the whole trend, which I was slightly agitated about, but that's all right. There's going to be plenty more. And I was saying to my boy Gorev, I'm going to trade some small cap momentum, but what did we do here? We start our positions, or I shouldn't say small, full risk unit, double it up, and then we take it up into this supply zone right here, then chopped around before it decided to go on an additional move, a high of $223. No! Come back down, NVDA. Why? So I can buy some more. We don't have enough. We need more, and more. But the NASDAQ and the SPY not looking too bad. A monstrous run in SpaceX here today, guys. A lot going on via small cap Landia as well, too.
All right, man, just give me a minute because I'm just involved in this trade, and then it's ripping up Joseph into 6.
I gotta pay attention to this.
Here we go, 6 1/3. We're gonna get caught in another uphold here. Boom to the freaking high side, took double the position. Here we go again, same price, bro. 637. We're gonna halt. We have 8 3s again on this one. What a bamboozler, though.
I'm in this halt too. Oh, you got much better price.
Let's do this, bro. Let's freaking do this. All right,
I better
man.
limit on open.
Go ahead.
This bad boy.
Pardon me? Limit on open?
Yeah.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
I didn't like the way that it opened last time. It did not open well. No.
Okay.
No, it dipped, man.
Right now we're top 636.
Get it, Case.
In this halt. Me too.
Good
all
shot.
Right. Case
Everybody's
is
in
it.
the whole
Who's
crowd's
out?
in the house,
The whole
my boy.
9 are in it. It seems to be at this case. Hush your mouth, Joseph. You let her do.
Whoa.
My bad, Trav, man. He's talking about NVDA. No, that's my guy over there.
Okay.
No, man. Listen, it's been on a beautiful run, and I mentioned time and time again that I think we're just on the path. We're only $13, 5 or 6% off of the all-time highs. Just the way that it's moving, I do believe that we're going to be heading towards that neck of the woods. Any form of a pullback is just buy more, deplete the free cash flow, and just buy more. We don't want to be sitting on too much cash right now. I did buy a bunch of other names. SpaceX leading into the earnings report. We grabbed some 119s there. We bought some more Google as well. And then I also loaded up a little bit more Meta. So we still have a little bit of cash here. Not much. Just about 10% or so, I should say. I'm looking to allocate an additional 5%. And you know what names I'm going to buy, Sharif?
What are you going to buy, Joey?
NVDA. I'm going to buy some more Google, and then that's it. Our JPM position has been doing absolutely fantastic as of late, so we like what we got going on in the banks. This one has been an absolute monster. But right now, we have to focus on this. The tap is flat. We're just only a penny.
It's been that way last time too, bro.
And then what?
Same thing. And then it dropped.
And then it dropped. All right, so you're in this halt as well, but you have a significantly better price. So what we got to do is we got to be prepared. This volatility is most definitely going to step in as soon as this thing opens. Now the question being for me, can we get a little pop? Or do we lock and drop it? I don't know. We have to be patient and wait and see. But there it goes, almost a new high of the day for NVDA.
Pop, drop, shut it down, open up, shop.
Oh.
Whoa. Help me out. Yo. That's the Rough Riders, bro. All right, man. We're having a good time. Here, let's get right down
right now. Hopefully this thing that can change.
We're having a good time for now.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
You know how
I love it. I love it, bro.
The market rolls, man.
Get it, Tisha. All right, man, we're having a great time. Timothy wants me to look at VATE, but before I do that, Tim, I didn't even bring in the side charts, and I got so carried away with the YJ trade, I didn't even get to throw in the names of the tickers. So I do apologize for that. I hope you guys can follow along. I'm liking RCell here. I'm also liking FIVN. I'm liking HCWC, especially if it can hold the structure, which it currently is right now, about 40 pennies, give or take. I want to say between 38 to 40 support. Now, it is putting in a head and shoulders pattern, so you need to watch out for a 37 flat bottom break. 37, 36, you might want to get some of those shorts ready. You may not use them, who knows. EXFY also wrapping up into the high there, 271. This hasn't even glanced back at the 10 EMA. Maybe it glanced, but you know, it doesn't really pull back into it all that much. That's EXFY. Sorry, just 1 second. I got to make sure that I'm crossing my T's, dotting my I's here. 11:06:21 is the halt time. Current time 11:10:04. We got another minute and 10 seconds. FIVN, expensive. Talking 30 some odd bucks. So, you know, it may not be everybody's cup of tea. VATE, I got it right here, my man Tim. And look, it's a $14 high, which is, you know, below the pre-market high by about $1.50. That displeases me. But what does please me is the trend, continuing to respect the higher lows and the higher highs. We're going to get more into the side chart here, but for now, I just have to concentrate on the resumption. 637 maintains the price. We got another minute here, less than a minute, Joey. We've got another 40 seconds, possibly upon resumption, because we don't know, right? The volatility halts come in waves of 5 minutes. I hate to keep repeating myself, but of course we do have newer viewers all the time who don't know these rules. So just allow me to kind of repeat myself here a little bit. 20 seconds or so, continuing to watch the top. It's been very stagnant. It has not moved. We're talking 637, Mr. Options Man. So we're going to go ahead and put a little order here. We're going to see exactly what we get. 650, 656.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, Joey. Boom.
Did you get it?
No, it's not letting me out, man. Here we go. Boom. We're still holding. We're holding the majority of the shares, guys. Here we go again. My money, man. Let's go into the 750s options, man. We're looking for a little bit more. We're looking for 777s now. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. We added like a cycle into the high. Here we go, man. We're having a great time here, guys. So getting out, the majority of the position up nicely on this one. We're doing well. We're looking for about...
It's going to go. It might go here.
Well, who knows, Joe? Now I have 621 because I added like an idiot. A bit of a mistake there. Flush out at the high. Okay, happy with this trade. Happy with the trade, but I don't think it's done yet. 650 support. Looking for a move back into 650, just like we got there. Doesn't look like it's it's not gonna drop, so I might have to get back into this one. Let me flip to the 5-second chart to spot. A new high of freaking day, 825 high. It still has not reclaimed. It hasn't claimed $8 quite yet. So continuing to watch over here. Let's see if we can get in on a bit of a pullback. 750 support, 825 resistance. Looking for the 10 EMA on the 5 to hold. We're dancing with 8 right now. I don't want to get in quite yet. We have 750 support and then 7 support as well. Let's see, we're accumulating at 8, but we do have lower highs on the 5-second chart. So we're continuing to put lower high. All right, continuing to watch. Here comes 7.25. Support at 7.25 here. Looks like we may dip into 7. Let's see if that ends up holding us up. I don't see the limit up and limit down. What is going on with these screens, man? How come I'm not seeing limit up and limit down on some of these screens? 7.25 support. Watching. Let's see if that 750 gets reclaimed because we're still in a downtrend, right? We haven't taken out prior area high. 750 prior area high. Nope, it's continuing to put in lower highs on the 5-second chart. In fact, it's also putting in lower lows. So not touching this one for now. This could just be a micro pullback, which is totally fine, right? Here comes 680, Joey. 680, 675, bottoming tail candle forming up on the 5-second chart. If we can reclaim 7.5, this could be real good here. But for the moment, we're 7.33, 7.25. No, continuing to put in lower highs, Joey. So you know what? I'm not going to touch this one until we get and stay above 7.5. What are you seeing?
Yeah, man, same thing. So, I mean, as soon as that bad boy opened up, we just take what we were looking for, Gorb. This is what I'm talking about. YJ on the NQ. So you just get in and you get out, man, and you wait for that next opportunity and that next, you guys know my style, high of the day break or something along those lines. So that was the narrative on that bad boy. It did climb up north of $8, I believe. So that's some good stuff. Keep your eyes on the time and sales. But as soon as I seen this happen, I look over at Sharif and I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. I have to put this on there. Watching the tape, and then boom, right at that whole band, we get in, boom, and then right off to the races you go. You get a little bit more than 60 cents in the span of listen. The amount of time that we were in the trade, eliminate the fact that we were stuck in the hold. It's just like a minute, less than that. So some good stuff over there. And now, I mean, hey. This trade right here significantly, I shouldn't say significantly, but performed better than what we had on NVDA. And that's what I was telling Zagora. I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking for a couple momentum-style plays. Not this, even though there's nothing wrong with that, if you mind sitting in it, sometimes I get a little bit too antsy. And if I have an iced coffee, it's the jitter juice and just chopping around. And you're like, oh, man, what is even going on here? I like to get in and get out. And that's what some of these small cap trades provide, Sharif.
Limit, I can't see the limit down, but we're bleeding here pretty aggressively, Joe. All right. Guys, quick reminder that Trader TV Live members get Sharif's daily morning research note every single trading day that I am here. We are talking about the big market stories and, most importantly, the key technical levels, the trade plans, the catalysts, and what we're actually watching into the open. It is very, very well priced here at the thrifty price of $4.99 a month. And you also get members-only videos. You get members-only posts, custom emojis, and loyalty badges. Hit the join below this video to become a member. And Assassino, I mean, if we don't show them what they get over here, how can they know they may be interested? So let's go ahead and show them. Sure. So here's the unadulterated version. This is the docs version over here. On the top, U.S. Hormuz restrictions put supply risk back into oil. You get a little bit of a story to explain to you what's going on, but more importantly, the technical levels below that. We get 3 levels of resistance, 3 levels of support for the intraday trade. But if you're not interested in doing something intraday and you want to swing it, a lot of people are doing it these days. You also get technicals on the 4-hour, which my humble submission is better for swings. You also see the structure. We also highlight what the hell we're looking at on the chart. Sometimes these things are so convoluted. Explaining structure here does help. And then you have a bias. For example, moderately bullish while the Hormuz supply risks remain unresolved. The geopolitical catalysts support crude, yada, yada, yada. And then the intraday and the swing setup. What price to look for, where to get in at. And if it fails this or if it clears that, if A, then B sort of situation. And then you get your catalyst watch and then your execution mindset. It's comprehensive. It comes to your, every single morning right at around 7:45, 7:30, really depends on, when I get in from the day. So I really do appreciate everybody who has signed up. All right. Whoa.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your boy is back. Nimrod.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to this one. Okay. Back from the dead, baby.
You were
missed
never
y'all
gone.
so much.
Man.
Dude, where the hell have you been, Nimrod, man?
This guy, I messaged
We missed
this guy,
you, dude.
man. He hits me back once in a while. He said he was busy. He said he was going to make a return.
Yeah, right.
But you know what I think it is, though,
What is
Sharif?
it, Joey?
It's Palantir. This guy's probably involved with Palantir. Palantir is running again. He's probably got a boatload of options contracts that have appreciated out of the wazoo over the past couple of days. So things are looking awfully bright over there for our boy.
We miss you, dude.
Yeah,
bro, where the hell have you been, man? We miss you,
Crazy.
Emerald. Don't leave again, man. Stick around.
Back.
So
Never
happy to
left,
see you back,
man.
brother. Shout out to my man,
I'm talking
Nimrod.
about, man.
But
Look at all the love in the chat he's catching in, too.
Yeah, look at that, bro. They're like Bear
Yeah.
people liking it. Bear people remember who he is, man. He was a small cap trader, so right down my alley. Case, I'll get to that in 1 second, but Assassino, can we put it up? Thank you so much. Mark, 9670. Sharif, thanks for the quick look at NTRA yesterday. Didn't get shares, but had a CSP. At 250 support, rip past 300 overnight. Your boy just cleaned up on that, man. Shout out to Mark, 9670. Thank you so much, brother, for the kindness and the super chat. Stick around with us. And as I always say, man, I hope you print up multiple storms. Like it just keeps raining money on your side of the screen there. Shout out. And Richard Aaron, 9700. Thank you very much, Richard, for signing up for the Trader TV Live membership. I have to show you where to get it because it's not entirely intuitive. So go to the YouTube homepage for Trader TV Live. This is what it looks like here. At the top, you're going to see a bunch of different tabs. All you got to do is schlep on over to to the posts area, click that bad boy. And if you're a member, you're going to see that badge right there, members only. And there's the link right below. This is just a picture that I put for everybody. And then just click that link there, and then boom, takes you to the Google Docs. Thank you so much for joining up, and I hope you you enjoy it and obviously find utility for it. Let me get to cases. I know I've been talking a long time, but I want to get to cases. Tag here, VATE. Let's get to this one. Where did I put my VAT? This is the one case. What was your question? What do you think of VATA? Been moving. Here's what I was saying to whoever asked me about this earlier case, is that it has a $14 high, which is technically a lower high than the pre-market high. And so right off the bat, you know, it displeases Uncle Sheriff, right? And that's the thing. We need to clear out those pre-market high area. And look at this moreover case. These are big boy volume bars there at 730. Those are the two biggest volume bars on the day, the 720 bar and the 730 bar. You know, even though they're not big in our sense, like 343,000 shares, they are big relative to what VAT has been doing during regular market hours. So I need a decisive move. I think above 14.5, where the closing prints were in the pre. Otherwise, I probably steer clear. There it goes. Here we go. Here we go. YJ, it could be back here. Watch for a flush, but watch for an aggressive move north of 8. Continuing to watch, Joey. What are you seeing?
Same thing, man. Listen, guys, this is the beauty. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my land.
This is the beauty of these small. Oh, he's back. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, so guys, I often talk about the time and sales. It's so important when you're trading these small cap names. Hence, entry at the peak high, 771 out. That's it. Waiting for that curl over. Orders hit the tape, and then sure enough, you're in and you're out. And that's the beauty. That's what I love about these things. Let's go. Listen, we got our boy Nimrud.
You're going to read that one out,
Yeah, I
Joey?
got this one. We got it covered. Went through 3 surgeries, just released from the final one. But yeah, PLTR too. Cry-face, cry-face. Miss the community so much. Sharif, who's the Andrew Tate looking Chad? And where's Joey options? Joey, you changed my life, bro. Thank you for all the concern and encouragement. Yes, sir. No, listen, man.
We miss you, brother.
Solid
man.
dude. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I've been talking to him as well too.
Love it, Joey.
And listen, he knows he can hit me up anytime. He can call me any given time.
That kind of guy, bro.
Yeah, we talked on the phone a couple of times throughout all of that, and you know how it goes. I don't even have to say it on the air, but I will. I message you, and I'm glad that you're doing significantly better. And I'm glad that you're on the road to recovery, because going through all that stuff isn't the best. But keep rocking and rolling as you continue. Just be you, man. Continue to be you, and sure enough, you'll be fine off in life. Palantir crushing it for you. NVDA crushing it for us up to 224.10 as well. Travman telling me, Joe, chill, let it do its thing. No, my friend, we need more.
Joey chills.
Yeah, Jimmy chill, and Joey chill. But yeah, other than that, man, it's been a fun one via momentum once again. Nimrud, great to have you back, brother. And you know what to do. Hey, you remember? Oh, you weren't. So last time he was in the city, the bike ride that he wanted. Nimrud, get prepared next time.
You gassed him out,
Gassed him out next time. Yeah, now we're going to get him back. When he's back, he said he's going to be ready to rock and roll for another one.
Crazy.
Looking forward to it, brother.
1 sec, just before we go to Sia. Music for Rob and Randy Knight. Thank you guys very much for signing up for the morning note. I just showed where it is. I know you're going to mosey on over to the YouTube homepage, but thank you guys very much for signing up. I hope you find utility for it. Sia, give us the news.
CNBC is reporting this ticker CELH has a huge uptick in a volume spike right now. So Rockstar Energy founder, that is Russell Savage, as we do know it, has been building a Celsius stake in basically this company, and he wants to take over as the CEO of CELH, which is why it's having this huge uptick that you're seeing on my screen right now.
Thank you so much for that.
I have to shoot our boy a message too on WhatsApp. Tell him he's good. So
hey, I like it, bro.
Nimrud.
Ozan, Slow Motion, Trader, Gorev, Travman, Northwestern. I'm loving it, man. Luis Suarez, Adam frickin' James, Casey frickin' 526. We got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Rally. Sean Pig, what's going on over there, bro? Sit and Spin, Cliffy Yang, Uplift Markets, man. The gang's in the house, and my main man, Benton. Shout out to Benton, fellow gunner. Boom, 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 boom. All right, Joey, we're hanging out here in a pretty consolidative way. on YJ. We're hanging in and around that 7 area, and when you view it on the 5-second chart, it is kind of the same look. So allow me to kind of make this point over here. We're locked in a bit of a range for the most part at around 720 high and about 660 low. But when you look at this trend, we are, putting in some higher lows here. So I don't want to try to pick the bottom lest the bottom drop off, especially that 650 area with the ultimate loss about 609, 610. But I want to continue to watch YJ, because it does have a lot of opportunities here. And by the same token, we have opportunities here in R cell, not F cell. So we can't call this one the cell, but we can call by its real name, R cell. This one is doing pretty well here, man. A lot of higher lows, but by the same token, again, we do have lower highs on RCEL. So something to think about there. Definitely one I want to watch, but I still think the best opportunities right now are still being presented by YJ. So I'd like to possibly accumulate a position here, maybe 680. Here it comes, though, into 7 1/3 again. Let's see if we can pick up small size towards 7 with a view to kind of taking out that 750. I want to even say 790 because that's the latest price spike. But we are putting in higher lows. That's just a fact. Now, whether or not we continued in that way, we'll have to wait and see. So that's what I'm looking at right now.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, Trav, man, let's talk about this name as it's going on a big-time run. We're starting to break out. We have to pull up the options chain. Nimru, let me know what options you have via PLTR. We'll go over those as well, too. So a nice little move on that one. NVDA will pull this bad boy up. It's climbing up to 225. Oh, no, look at this. Again, we're only about 5%, 5.5% off of the all-time highs. Yeah, let's see what YJ gets up to momentarily. If the tape can turn around and just the momentum pick back in and you have that additional wave of participants step in and just send this thing past the previous high of the day. Now, with that being said, 225, 71,000 contracts there, guys. Damn, with 326, yeah, there it goes, 328,000 contracts. Now, it's going, Sharif. We better get over.
I'm in.
He's in it. He's in it right now. Let's see if this continues. Yeah, let's keep our eyes on the tape here. We're going to put this front and center, guys, because this is important. You can see the price action. I know I have it in the corner, but if we get the opportunity, I'll say, hey, this is a time when I would look to trigger. Even though that was a strong flush, you want to see it hit quick and relatively quick, all right? So you can see the opposite happen. Hopefully you guys are using these same strategies when you are trading this momentum style, because the time and sales is such a key indicator in my opinion. See, there it is, there it is, see, there it is, bang, there it is. Do you see, ladies and gentlemen, do you see what happens on the tape when you push through? And then that's when I would look to get involved. Just before those big-time movements and you get involved and boom, you push through H-Reef. Nice little move there, 712. You climb up to almost 714, so $1 as quick as you'd like, as you would typically say. Bang. Tross saying he sees it. I hope other people see it too, because it can change your trading and that can really help you with your momentum style.
We're going here. We're looking for 8. Oh my Lanta, and there it goes again. Come on, man. Here we go, bro. Sia said that I get scary sometimes when I'm trading here, and I can kind of see that a little bit, but I do apologize. But bro, I'm just an emotional. I get lit up when these small caps. So we did well on that trade, man. Entered 712, out 8.
Oh, that thing's
52.
moving.
Very happy with this trade so far here. YJ is ripping up, and it could see 10 sooner rather than later. There's my man Bovin.
Where is he?
Bovin's in the chat.
What's he saying? No, let me guess what he just said.
Go ahead, Joey. Boom. Yes, sir. We are having a good time here, guys. All right, 862 high options, man.
Yeah.
And we could be at 10 sooner rather than later. 17.16 million shares traded so far. 862.5 high. Generally holding 8. I was trying to yell about the higher lows here, and I feel like you guys kind of know why I'm looking at that. We're trying to ride the trend. Neil messaged me yesterday, and I said something to Neil. Oh, my days, 875. I said something to Neil that I really want to stress today on the show. When these things, these small cap gappers that are ripping up like this, when they lose trend, yes, you may be good enough and astute enough to pick them up off key levels where buyers and or short sellers are covering. But when they lose trend, you're mathematically, statistically, not in an advantageous position. You got to ride the trend with these ones to be statistically in that most advantageous position. If you're going to pick them up off key levels when they've broken trend, you may be good enough to do that. I'd submit to you, I'm not, right? So I stay away from that, and I just try to ride the trend until until it breaks down, until we know, okay, it's making lower lows, it's making lower highs. Oh, there was a buyer here. I don't know how many times at $7, and now that buyer's gone. Just leave it alone at that point. You don't need to trade, or there's something a little bit, less volatile or something else that's moving that you can focus on. So don't become obsessed with one name, especially when they break down, okay? So YJ, we're continuing to watch Joey, 875. This one by no means has broken trend. So we're still waiting for this one to come into a key technical level. And I see here a possible buy area, I'm gonna say between 760 and about $8. So there it is. We're gonna continue to watch for that.
All right, my guy, let's see YJ. Do you know what the float is on this bad boy? Market cap 39 million. All right. I forget how this guy told me how to analyst rating on the financials. No. Anyways, I'm not going to look into all that. So, it does not matter. Right now is the momentum. 2 trades. These worked out. You get in and out really quick. Curls back over, and then sure enough, we did a live example of just focusing on the tape and how you can catch these momentum styles. And guess what? If you have a platform at home that allows you to run replay, just watch when you have these extreme moves and just watch it. That's what I did for so long time. Like, just go back, and then when you see it just uptick and just go absolutely insane, watch what the time and sales does, and then just try to identify that when you're trading.
Can I say something just before we go up for the Euro close? You know what I thought about yesterday?
What's that?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take screenshots on the 1, the 5, and the 15 of all my trades, good and bad, and I'm going to throw them into Claude Code, okay, or Claude in general. Right? I haven't decided which service, and I'm going to tell it. All right, identify the key patterns for my winning trades and identify the key patterns for my losing trades, and I want to see. I want to have as much data as I can. So I'm thinking maybe 100 different trades, maybe even like 200. It's going to take me some time to amalgamate all that. You know what I mean? Because it's specific to me, right? Like it's my style. And so that's what I'm thinking about doing. So I'm going to start taking screenshots of all these trades. I'm going to throw them en masse into an LLM. And let's see what comes out of it, man. And here we go again. We're taking out the high options, man.
You know what else? You know what else is taking out the high?
What, man?
NVDA.
There we go. Joey, 948
oh, wow.
high.
Yeah, this thing,
we're gonna rip up here.
That was $1 pullback right there, though. That was pretty quick.
It was ridiculous.
All
That's
right,
beautiful. Let's send it up to the big desk because we have Adara and Juan waiting to talk with the Euro close.
The Euro markets are closed, but how did they perform today? Here to tell us all about it is Juan.
Thank you, Adara. European markets ending the week strong. On a positive note, we see the Euro Stoxx 600 up near record highs, lifted, of course, by strong earnings this week, as well as Eurozone economic data coming in. So we start with Germany, the DAX up 0.87, definitely the region's outperformer. We've got some data here. Germany's industrial production and exports, that beat market expectations, a positive signal for their economy. Some of the software and chip makers leading the gains today, followed by pharmaceuticals and healthcare, as well as industrials. Some of the big names, SAP climbing up more than 4%, and Infineon Technology is also adding around 3% for the day. Now, over in France, CAC 40 up by 0.4%. France unemployment rate rose to 8.3% in the second quarter of 2026, and that is up from 8.1% last quarter. Its highest also since 2020. So exports also increased by 2.6% month on month, while imports fell by 0.9%. Among some of the strong performers in France, we have ST Microelectronics up by 2.8%, Dassault Systems up by also 2.8%, and Schneider Electric up around 1%. Moving over to the United Kingdom, the FTSE 100 also up by 0.44%. Precious metal miners benefited a lot, especially from higher gold prices. So Fresnillo gaining more than 5%, one of the top performers today. Among heavyweight stocks, AstraZeneca as well as BAE Systems each added around 1%, while GSK and British American Tobacco also traded higher. Meanwhile, Lloyd's reporting that the UK house prices were unchanged for the month of July after rising 0.2% in June. Now, some of the things that we need to look out for, of course, global sentiment boosted after US July non-farm payrolls this morning. That print, of course, not meeting consensus. So that dampened the ECB or the European Central Bank's rate hike anxieties, also lifting equity futures. But monitor next week's open quite closely because we need to watch if European sovereign yields drops as the markets price in more supportive policies, especially for the ECB and the Fed. And also early next week, we've got some more data coming in. We've got industrial output data from Germany and France. So it will show us if factory margins are maintaining their Q3 recovery, especially as energy costs start to fall.
Lots to look at there in Europe, and if you want more info on international markets, stick with us at 3:30 p.m. where one will cover the Asian markets.
Look, I got to bring in my man Juan because there's been a development now in the Arsenal transfer saga. Juan, we both know now Vinicius is off the table. Good for him. He signed with the club he's been with since he was 18. But now, Juan, I'm hearing that Julian Alvarez again is now the main target for the North London Super Club. No, but seriously, what do you think? Because he wanted to go to Barca, right, from Atleti, and Atleti said, we're not selling to a competitor. What are your thoughts?
I think that's a good trade. I mean, with that transfer coming in, it definitely will help our defense. I mean, their recent friendly against Betis, they lost 3-1. We can see a lot of lack in the defensive roles there because Saliba will be out for surgery or injury for a prolonged period of time. So we need to really improve our back line. Our middle right now with Declan Rice as well as Bruno G, definitely going to be a powerhouse next season. Our front line also quite strong. We might not get Vinny, but as long as we get a good back line and a midfield, I'm sure our corners will be coming in all the time.
That's what we need, baby. Juan spoken. Thank you, Juan, for coming on, brother, and always giving us, first of all, great information on the Euro close, and then, in my opinion, the best information is, the Arsenal information.
I have to give a shout out to Nimrud, man. This guy's, he's like when I say cooking up in the lab, that's an understatement. This guy having an absolute monstrous day, backing in a heap of contracts. Ever since we taught him options, this guy doesn't even look at anything else. It's pure contract.
He likes it,
man,
bro.
that's just the way he likes it, man. Absolutely on fire is an understatement, man. Congratulations and nice move there. We still got our eyes on YJ. NVDA running up into almost $225 right there, only a couple of bucks off of the all-time high. I guess I should say almost $10 at this point. Not too bad. Sharif will take that one. Oh, yeah, guess what? SpaceX up to $127 as well, too. Man, oh man, these names are starting to gain some momentum. SanDisk, we'll pull up this bad boy and see what we got going on. Now listen, we were talking about $1,200 acting as potential support. Now with the momentum to the downside, you bounce off $11.96 and then climb up to $12.36. So a little bit of a supply zone that we were talking about this morning on the option segment coming into play. Now have we put in a new low? See, that's the thing, and I was mentioning this before, guys. We have to pay attention and we have to continuously look out for trend lines not being broken. Watch out for the bull traps, and this support 987, which I don't think is a horrible place or an area to get involved, maybe potentially with some SanDisk. It just doesn't seem that strong to me right now. And from a volume by time profile, nothing is telling me that we're going to turn around anytime soon.
Bro, every time you say turn around, I'm going to start singing here, man.
But what song?
Don't turn around, because you're going to see my heart breaking. You don't know Ace of Base. I know that, but it's don't turn around. I don't want to see any. Katina, man, I just want to ask a question, brother. I know, you're busy, but Katina, man, were you a fan of Ace of Base back in the day? Of course he was, man. Yes, Katina, man, he's singing. You can't hear him, but he's killing it.
That's the only one anybody knows.
I saw the sign. Yeah, I got you. All right, man. Look, guys, I'm not jumping into YJ at the moment because we still have a bit of a downtrend. Here's the 5-second chart. Oh, God. I always get trolled when I say, but I just don't care. That's the problem, right? Problem with me is I just don't care. I don't. I'm not liking this one right now, guys. YJ feeling like flat bottom break coming in unless we really do change the trend here. So it's a plethora of lower highs, all the while that 8 1/4, 8 1/3, it's holding up as support, right? We know what this pattern is. It's a descending wedge pattern, and it's quite negative. 828, 830, watch for the loss of 8. By the same token, oftentimes, and I've seen this a lot, it does break down, right? It'll lose 8 1/3. It'll flash spike down, that is, into another key area of technical support where somebody, a big buyer, is waiting, and then it rockets right back up like it's doing now. Ace. Did I just not call that?
Holy, yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my days, watch out. Here we go. That's exactly. You just see the repetition on the patterns with this one. My God, there we go. 976 high. It just price spiked up. It spent no time down there. It's $1.20 lower now. But here we go. We've broken trend. We're on the upside now. Now, can we hold that 8 1/2, 8 2/3 area that was resistance? Can we now hold that as support and make our way onto that $9 area? So this is what I'm watching for, Joey. I want to try to get in here. What are you seeing?
Same thing, man. I got my eyes on that one. Messaging Nimrud once again. He's ready to rock and roll. So yeah. Man, listen, this stuff was crazy, all the way up to $9.83. Flushes pretty quick. Now, I mean, I don't want to sway away from this name just yet. It's clearly in play. 2 million share float, by the way, a little bit more than that. I'm like, holy cow. How many times over have we? 10 times more than that over.
Oh, my God.
Float rotation. And it looks like it wants to get going again here. So, hey, man, in and out of this one, bang. 866 all the way to 902. Yeah, there you go. Are we going to get 10? Keep our eyes on the tape here. It's printing. There it goes. Nice. Look at the tape. Look at the tape. Here it is, Sharif. But before we send it to you, there's the tape. Like, you can identify this stuff. It's really quick, but what I used to do is I'd run it at 2x, and then when you just go on normal speed, it seems a little bit slower. But when you keep your eyes on the time and sales, the momentum is absolutely a thing of beauty. There it goes again, bang.
$9.97 high.
$10 incoming here on this bad boy.
Man, we got in here, guys. Here we go. We scalped up again from 856 all the way to 949. It is still going. 997 high. It is knocking on the door, Ken. The volume is picking up. I saw Tisha talking about this one. I couldn't agree more with her. The volume was low. That has changed now, Tish, because it's not halting as much anymore. 25, almost 25 million shares, 24.5 million shares. Here we go again. We're on the way to $10. This is where I get a little bit in the gray zone. And here's what I mean by that. Like, you know, when we break out, say we're at $6 or $7, my bias immediately goes to 10. But when we get to $10, my bias flips to we're going to get resistance. I've been wrong about that lately, though, because it's been clearing 10 and going to 15. If it's at 15, it's been clearing 15, going to 20. So I don't want to kind of influence anybody and, you know, thinking, oh, 10 is going to be the key area of resistance. But that's just kind of how my methodology works. So continuing to watch here, 997 high. We're showing mid to low 80s. And there it goes, Joseph, into 1047. Get it, Blubbin. Boom. Here comes 11, 1090 high.
Holy cow.
1095 limit up. I don't know why this is not showing me the limit up, so I'm going to have to send it to you because
figure out what you need to over there.
Where the hell
yeah, man, this thing is absolutely crazy. We're probably going to hit 1,000% soon. Now, who's been in this since $4? If you have, you're having yourself a day. Now, I mean, guys, be cautious. Don't chase. I understand that we're having fun, but again, follow the momentum. Don't just jump in whenever, right? Just make sure you stick to your risk measures, all right? So, because you can this thing can drop all the way from $11 to $8 in the span of a second if someone decides to pull the rug. 351 here. Bubbing in there since $3.51. Man, absolutely. Yeah, all right, man, you're doing pretty good, brother, and congratulations to you. Let's head over to our watch list right now as this momentum is starting to slowly cool down and see if there's any other small cap names. If there's one, where's Luis? I've seen him in the chat this morning. I know he's probably not going to be standing in front of this, but he's been going long lately, some of these names as well too, Sharif. So I'm wondering if he's getting involved in YJ. Dogs. Everything else is below the volume weighted out. Master Beef over here. I was kind of giggling at this one as it cracked through the support levels. Once that's gone, think about it. 50% drop just like that. DSY doing the exact same thing. If you're below VWAP, I don't like it. Okay, no, this is yeah, Sharif, I get I understand your feelings now, just considering all of these leveraged ETFs are starting to pop up on these small cap scans. Now it's just like, hey man, I've been talking about these leverage products for quite some time, and we're starting to get a little bit too many of them. Anyone who can put them out is starting to put them out, and it's just like, all right, I understand that demand is there, but like if you have too many, only if a few of them lead the race. And look what happened in the Bitcoin race, right? Like it's like I remember who was the other one? Yeah, 1 second. Who was the primary? It was IBIT and then another one that just lost all its liquidity. It's not coming to me right now. It's not BlackRock. It's the other big firm that started theirs. But
Fidelity?
It might have been. Anyways, I'll figure it out momentarily. Let's send it over to the desk.
All right.
You keep an eye out on U.S., so not a major move here, but we do have Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister, Gharib Abadi, talking right now. He's saying that Gulf security must be ensured by regional countries without foreign network. Also saying that ground is being prepared for the resumption of security talks between countries in the Persian Gulf. If there's anything more on this front, I will be sure to let you know.
Thank you for that.
That's exactly the one, the grayscale GBTC. It is like, okay, at first, before IBIT came out onto the market, well, that's what, I'm pretty sure they fired the guy who was in charge of it as well, too. So, yeah. Well, all the other Bitcoin ETFs weren't charging management fees, and then these guys decided to go in at like 2% or something like that. So it's like, yeah, okay, there you go. You were your own demise at that point.
Well, exactly. All the money funneled out, right? Smart move there. And by the way, I mean, just without the fees, you're seeing BlackRock, you're seeing Grayscale. Who do you feel more comfortable throwing money behind?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right. I'm just speaking for myself here, but guys, we're halted up. We're 10.95. The halt time 11:43:09. Current time 11:46:06 or 7, or it's not updating. So 11:46:17. So we still have another couple of minutes on this one before it resumes. I just have to shout out 2 new members. Chicago 290 News 7. Thank you very much, brother, for joining up for the morning note. Make sure to mosey on over to the YouTube homepage and click posts. And then under that tab, you'll see my morning note every day. And shout out to Dimitri as well. Thank you very much, Dimitri, for joining as well. Thank you, brother. Make sure to get my morning note every single morning. Trading day, of course. It is in the posts section of the YouTube homepage for Trader TV. Mosey on over there. Get that bad boy. I see ATGL is halted up. The problem is IBKR is screwing up a little bit today and has been screwing up since the morning. So some of these charts, you'll see there's a chasm of no prints. So we're going to have to use a different chart here for ATGL. We're going to put ATGL over here, Assassino. Let's see if we can get it there. And then we're going to see what's good. TAP showing $24. Okay, so there's like no volume on this. It's done 22,000 shares. So this one, to me, too dangerous to step in. But the TAP is already showing like $4 higher there. So let's wait for the resumption here. 11:47. The current time, 11:47:39. It's 11:43. So we got another minute almost until this one resumes on YJ. Zen Zombie, my man, thank you very much for the $5 super. I'm happy with this community. It helped learn the difference between FOMO and risk management. And with that, I've been doing better at trading. I mean, that's as good as a message as I think we can hear on the show, man. You're just basically, you're making our day when you say that. So we really thank you for that. And hope you print up multiple ones on the side of the screen, man.
Absolutely.
Joey,
what's up?
3. It looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt here, Joe. Okay. 11:48:18 halt time. 11:43:09. This one will be at a minimum 10-minute halt, and the TAP now has really moved up. It was stagnant. Now it is showing 12. We are $1.05 higher than where we halted. YJ could see 20. Okay, so let's be careful with this one. It's already up 790% and a quarter. Don't forget that quarter. This one could be a quadruple-digit winner. We haven't had one of those, Joey, I think a couple of weeks, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like that's been the case.
So let's freaking go. Shout out to my man, King Clutch. He's doing it as well. Don't, ma'am.
Well, she said 12. Hold on. She said 12.38, and then I said $12, ma'am.
Oh,
So-
well, you're we're delayed though, right, Joey?
Yeah,
Remember,
we're
we are delayed.
exactly.
She's
We're
not
delayed. She's on time.
She's on time.
I will never make that mistake again. What should
Get
we
it,
hit
Case.
for that one here? Just because. But yeah, SpaceX, almost $130 at this point. Man, what a recovery. Hey, I think that the majority of us will take it at this point. Good little dip buy leading into the open. Oh, okay. I thought it said something else. ADGL.
Bro, it's
what
doing no
happened?
volume. It was halted at 19 and change. It just ripped up to 26.18. I'm not going to trade this.
That's crazy.
I'm just telling you from now.
Right,
I'm not
just put a
touching
little
it.
something on, man.
Yeah, are you kidding me, man? We'll show him the
That's
door.
great.
when
Yeah,
it
show him the
halts
door.
down,
Yeah, show him
bro.
the door
Randall,
real quick.
Give me a
All right.
walkout there, bro.
What's you want a walkout song?
No, I'll get walked out.
Oh my God. I heard what you said, but I was just saying, there's your walkout song there. But no, in all seriousness, guys, glad you didn't short that. Yeah, you have to be super careful with some of this stuff. In all
I
seriousness.
saw him say that.
I don't know what
earlier.
Adam.
I didn't want
Hayes
to.
was
I
talking
didn't
about.
want to respond to him when he said that. Like,
What?
It's not for me. I grow fighting to tell people when to short or not, right? But
I don't tell anybody when to do anything.
I saw him say that earlier, though.
To
and
short
to
this?
me, yeah, like.
And
to me,
what?
it's just that's deadly. That's deadly to do that, but it's his choice.
Yeah. I mean, to each own. Aggro. Again,
Not
if
until
you
it breaks
want to,
down, bro.
yeah.
You gotta
You
break down.
wait until things start to turn around a little bit. 12.8% here on the
call,
day
Bubba.
for SpaceX. Man, what a monstrous move. We're only $5 away at this point from that issuing price. That's going to be a massive, hopefully not a resistance zone, but hopefully people just don't offload a bunch of shares when it heads up into there. We thought a lot of us, I think, here sitting on the floor, were thinking that we'd see some more downside after all those locked up shares were released. Not necessarily the case. A massive rebound, people gobbling this bad boy up.
Yeah, man. I'm lamenting not having gotten more. I didn't add into my position yet, and I feel stupid about it.
Oh.
But I don't think that, dude, 129.50 to
Neil's
the, say
smiling.
I was going to punch at, say 105,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't do.
You're going to punch at 105.
Do you think that that's going to make a difference to me when this thing splits for the fourth time? You know what I mean? It's just
When it hits
if you've seen
$1,000
Tesla before.
Yeah.
You know what happened with
when
that?
it hits, but I mean, Tesla split. See, again, I keep rolling back to the market cap. Tesla split how many times before it hit $1 trillion?
I get that.
Yeah.
They were selling EVs. Now,
Yeah,
it's a different story.
now we're
right?
Shreve, now we're selling dreams, brother. That's for sure. But anyways, aside from that,
12
tap $12
Yep,
still
yep.
holding on over there. Man, Scalp City so far on this bad boy. A couple of good opportunities, guys. When it's holding price like this and it doesn't break, and you just keep your eyes on the tape with these curl over patterns, sure enough, you can get yourself some high quality entries. Now, NVDA, the market surprisingly not going crazy. Google slightly to the downside, 0.5% to the downside here on Google, and then holding on to negativity about 7 basis points, Sharif, here on AAPL to the downside. Microsoft 0.75% to the north side. Man, what a run this name has been on. We were talking about kicking. Even myself, we're kicking Microsoft. I was kicking Microsoft when it's down. Well, guess what, Sharif?
Yes, sir.
You're only 9% off of the all-time highs on this. In the span of less than 2 trading weeks, this thing has eliminated so much of its absolutely nothingness. Downtrend, and then sure enough, off to the races it goes. Same thing with Amazon. Likewise with Amazon, I should say. Now, it's NVDA's time to put it in an all-time high.
All right, I see QNME, guys. I see it, but I want to focus here because we're almost at resumption time. We have about another 20 seconds, less than that now. Possibly, right? 11:43.09, so we're waiting for 11:53.09. So let's see what we get. We won't get upset. $13 tap case. This is ripping up
Holy.
here. Here we go. This is looking good. Are we going to get a 15-minute halt, Joey Opsh? What time is it? We are going to get a 15-minute halt, if not more, man. We are past resumption time now on YJ. Oh, my days. This is looking good. Let's see if the tap adjusts when we get back from CF.
Keep an eye out here on the market. The SPY currently falling right now a little bit. We have Tehran's Mayor Zakari making some comments. He's saying that passing through the Strait of Hormuz depends on lifting sanctions and also paying compensation. Also coming in, the nations that will and have threatened Iran will not have the right to use the strait until compensation is paid. Also, that Yemeni armed forces have hit Saudi-backed forces positions in Marib in Yemen. So SPY currently falling right now. Just going to check USO levels. No, it's on the up and up. It was up 0.42%. Now it was up 0.60. Currently, it is up close to 1%, 0.82.
I like it. It's just.
I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Like, it is what it is. Let them figure it out. Watching YJ, continuing to watch this one. I have nothing to do on this one until it resumes, obviously, but I do want to bring your attention to the RSL. Look, the compression pattern is still in effect. So we haven't broken down from the compression pattern yet, right? Higher lows, lower highs. Let's see if we can get above an area high. It really depends on how you view this. 750 could be viewed as an area high. I'm more inclined to want to look at the 11 o'clock bar, which is 758. So for sake of rounding, 760. The high of the day is 768, but you can see no closing prints above 760 at all. There was that double top there. That's RCEL. There's QNME, which the boys are calling out. Grunfeld called it out. Bovin called it out. I'm sure there are others as well, if I didn't mention you, but QNME, let's put this one on. Bovin, it's holding structure. So even though that was ugly, moving into 74 pennies all the way down into 60, that's 14 penny drop like that was 73.98. Okay. It's still holding structure generally because that previous area of resistance, like 62 to 63 pennies, right? Because of the closing prints. And it's at there right now. It's not failing below there. So I don't want to jump in quite yet, but I'm going to continue to watch this. I don't think this is a bad one. Gamecraft Nico, VAT, triple top. Yeah, brother. But it's putting in lower highs. That's the thing. Right, VAT continues to put in lower highs, and I get that it's got higher lows as well. But to me, I don't get in unless we get a breakout. There are other ways to trade it. You can build your position towards the lower end of the range with a view to holding until the compression pattern breaks to the upside. If it does that, and it could be doing that now. 1345 showing up here. To me, though, a move above 1375, probably 14 gets me into the trade, but I'll steer clear for now, Joey.
All right, man. Good stuff. Docs, what's this master beef? Not doing too much. 26 million shares traded on the here. I'll pull it down for you guys so you can see what we got going on. Listen, we're playing momentum. I don't know. Obviously, when you are risking something, it can be classified as that, but we're not just throwing caution to the wind, right? You have to take that into consideration. Now, Nimbrud and I were just talking a little banks. Let's go over the banks right now and see how these guys have been performing on today's intraday session. JPM up another 0.5%, touching all-time highs yesterday. Now, I'm pretty sure Sean said his boy was buying in around the 300s. I started grabbing some. As soon as I seen this downtrend here and we were down 17%, it's like, all right, let's go. But I grabbed it via CDR, right? So there's a little bit of a difference. You have a lot more issues when it comes to liquidity opposed to just buying it off the actual this exchange. So we were grabbing this like 280s, and then now we're all the way up to $363. And I think we're going to continue to climb. These pullbacks on the bank, I don't know if we'll hit 317 or here, I'll just do this because 316, I want to get a marker out, bang, just so we can hit that level, is what I would be specifically looking for to reload some more. I'm not going to sell any of this anytime soon. Until there's another GFC, I think we're going to rock and roll. There's just too much money. Listen, we have some, sorry to jump all over the place. Listen, we have some big IPOs coming. Never mind OpenAI. Anthropic may not be as big as SpaceX, but I think as it continuously grows and you have mass adoption of this technology, Anthropic can be pretty hot. But these guys are throwing around billions of dollars. I mean, it's going to funnel through somebody, right? You have the Goldman stacks, like Goldman has been stacking, Morgan Stanley. We got to think of a name for that one. And then JP Money over here is JP Money up to $356. Has been absolutely fantastic. Now 111 on Walmart, man, this poor staple. But don't worry, at some point, there will be a little bit of a rotation into this name, and we'll see Wally's World go on a potential run. And don't forget, if you're a divvy boy, 25 cents, what kind of, I mean, that's not great, but it's not horrible either. It's better than nothing. That's how there it is, $13. It is open, ladies and gentlemen. Popped all the way up to $13.42.
Can't even use the bathroom,
and then came back in. Watch the tape. Watch the tape here. Let's pull this front and center once again. keep our eyes on this, ladies and gentlemen. See if we get that next wave. There it goes. There it goes. Look at it. It is displayed clearly. So instead of me taking it, I'm displaying it to you guys so you can see for the near future, starting to come back in.
12.25 support.
12.25 is support. Maybe even fill this gap potentially to $11. Be patient. Don't chase. Allow the setup to come to you. Just be like a panther in the trees and just allow things to set up correctly. Kalshi IPO soon. Yes, that as well.
Limit down 1041.
That's what I'm talking about. Fill this gap, Shreve. Those intraday gap fills.
1041 limit down, Joey.
Key. There it goes. Boom. Later. AC Slater.
Slater. Shout out, what's his name? Mario Lopez?
Is it? You see that?
You are always.
Wasn't there like a weird video that guy released the other day?
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I think.
Okay, well,
yeah, I could be mixing
it on
up.
X or Snap?
It was just going viral. Oh yeah, hey, it's Snap, man. No.
It's the only two ones that he uses. That's the thing.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, Joey.
Bro, you're showing me videos, and I'm like, haha, I seen that last week, bro, on Snap.
All right.
So,
guys ahead.
Who's laughing now? I'm only playing around.
All right,
Let's send it over.
Let's take a look at what the markets are doing before we dive into what is happening now. SPY currently up close to 0.60%. The triple Qs are up over 1%, and the Dow is also up 0.15%. Let's take a look at two things today. Airbnb reported yesterday, so I just want to take a look over at that as to what drove that earnings beat, and also that it is right now at a 4-year high. So Airbnb has also beat analyst estimates and raised guidance on its full-year revenue and margin. Also, like I said, hitting a 4-year high as of today. So CEO of the company, Brian Chesky, has told CNBC that AI is quote-unquote the best thing to have happen to Airbnb. And what drove the strong performance, that is what was the case. He has also added that 45% of those guests that needed to interact with an agent, when they interacted with an AI agent, never had to interact with a human agent because all those issues were seemed to have resolved. He also noted that first-time bookers are also growing at their fastest pace in 4 years. Shares had been up 16% this morning, and currently also still close to that mark, up 15.34% on the day. And before we head back to the guys, let's go to Neil for his lesson of the day.
Thank you, Sia. So Palantir is up a boatload today, and it could be up a boatload on Monday, and it could be up a boatload on Tuesday. SpaceX has found a bid, and it could move a bunch up yesterday and be up another, what's it up, Sean? 12%. Sorry, you have it up. He has it up on his screen. 12.5%. And it could be another one on Monday, and it could do that again on Tuesday. But these, and you have to talk about them, YJ, MB, all these small cappers, 100%, 200%, 750%. The day it goes, that's your chance. And really, it might just be one move, and that's it. However you trade it, the most important thing is to sort of understand that when it's done, just stop. Where's the next one? Move on to something else, because you look at MB, and this one's very distinct, and you don't know it's going to go so much lower, but it did. You have one breakout, it goes to the high, it's 3 consecutive halts. It doesn't go, like from the low, it goes 1380 or whatever, 1385, I think was the halt price or whatever we were saying it was at the time. And you get about a 50% move on those halts. And there's almost no chance that you get that perfect top. So it doesn't give you 500% or 600% or 700%. But once it loses VWAP, like it was pretty clear, right back to the low. Oh, it tries to break again, fail. And then look at this, when it loses the volume weighted average price or when it fails the breakout, it is just, we're done, we're moving on to the next. And the reason I'm bringing that up, and this, I'm not trying to go cold water, this one is fantastic. Was it YJ or whatever we're calling this company? You know, it might do the same thing. It could easily continue to bounce off VWAP and play the dip buy, do one down halt, say who cares if you pull back, we're still gonna break out. That game is perfectly fine. But just understand, when it loses that trend, when it loses that bid, you're almost always looking for the next opportunity. These are not the kind of stocks where you're ever like, oh, this one today, this one tomorrow, this one all day. It's just a different bit of a beast. And so they go in cycles as well. That's the thing. Like right now, they are just hot this week, specifically the Chinese ones. Fundamentally speaking, they're probably the garbagiest. No, the worst fundamentally or the weakest for any reason to be going to the upside. But then part and parcel as to why they're moving. Like it's not like they're not up because of quality, because of it's a good company or a company that got beat up and had a bit of a turnaround, a good quarter, and has a short float like Hertz. Like no one's buying that one. They're buying it because they can soak up the float and get it to run. And when I say they, we can all get pretty creative. I think we understand who it may or may not be that's doing it. And when that happens, the rug is going to get pulled at some point. So I encourage everybody to make sure you hold on to profits. I think it's pretty easy. Once they lose VWAP, that's been a pretty good exit sign for anyone that's into these early. And every now and then it's going to make that bounce. But I look at Booyah yesterday was BYHA. I'll say Booyah because it helps me to remember the name of the stock. It really does, Sharif. That way I remember. But when it loses VWAP, look what can happen. And this was the quickest one in terms of exuberance to death right away. And just as a quick update, YJ just went into another down halt before I tell you how ridiculously good lunch was. Down halt at 880, tap of 720. So it hasn't lost VWAP yet, but this is in the midst of a pretty big turn. I gotta shout, this lunch, man, is delicious. Well, I think so. I'm loving this lunch. It's just simple noodles and the chicken's got the right amount of flavor and spice. I'm not even done yet. I was going to, well, whatever. I was eating pretty quick, but I couldn't quite finish before we did this. I'm giving it an 8.7. And I haven't even had my salad yet, and I don't care. If there's one beef, it's usually we get vegetables with it. Our lunch on the side, like salad and vegetables. There's no vegetables. So that's the only beef I'll give, because I'm not getting my veggies on. I'll throw you guys back. Enjoy. Good luck on YJ if you happen to be in it, but that's a pretty hefty turn. That's what they do. It's some random Chinese company nobody knows anything about, and someone's just pumping it. So take advantage, but don't get caught holding the bag.
I was also wondering about the lack of veggies, but I think potentially the lack of veggies could be because they were actually in the little noodle mix as well. That's how I squared it off anyway. But regardless, let's take a look here at RBLX. Roblox, not too much of a move here, but a couple of minutes ago, the Attorney General for the state of state of Georgia, Chris Carr, posting that their office is launching an investigation into Roblox. So Roblox, company that's been hit by a couple different AG investigations, now facing one from Georgia. If you're interested more in just the companies that are getting sued or investigated by various different state attorneys general, I have a whole bunch of infographics for it on X at TTV Research. I will probably drop the link to one of those in the chat right now. But yeah, GA, the latest state to hit RBLX. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. Just throwing in my stop here on QNME. It just ripped into the high of the day, guys. We got 77s. I've whipped the beak at 80. That is the high. I'm looking for more. 80 resistance to be expected, Assassino. So we'll see how this cookie crumbles. I stop out right below my entry. I'm not going to take too much in the way of risk at all on this. I want to preserve everything. All right, let's do the dance here. VinFast reported very strong Q2 momentum, delivering more than 70,000 EVs globally. Guys, that is up 96% year over year. First half deliveries, guys, reached nearly 129,000 vehicles. That is up 78%, and it reinforces the company's growth trajectory across its expanding EV portfolio. And by mid-year, VinFast had already achieved approximately 43% of both its 2026 4W and 2W delivery targets, putting the company firmly on track across both growth engines. Shout out to the great folks at VinFast. Boom! Into the high on QNME. We take out 82s. Here we go. This one looks like it's on its horse, its carriage, whatever it's driving over there, man. We're looking for $1 here on QNME. So it's about that 74, 75 area of technical support. What I want to see, does it come back down and test it? Or is it going to be a beeline to $1? So I was telling Case about this one in the chat. I was telling Commodity King about this one in the chat. And here we go again, options, man.
Oh.
We're looking for that 82,
Holy
83 high of the day. We're showing 83s. There's another high of day. It's 84 now, Joey. This one's on the move. Ride the trend. I think Neil put it very clear in his lesson. Take it while it's hot. Don't try to catch a falling knife with these ones. When they break trend, get the hell out and look for something else, Joe.
Absolutely. Here it is. Key setup, right as Sharif was mentioning. I was talking to Hang, your wife in the chat. Congratulations. I'm glad that you had a solid week. That's for sure. Now, 74 cents. This is what I'm talking about, the high of the day break. You can see the momentum really start to pick up. And how do we identify that? Check the volume. Right, so as you're heading towards a key pivot level, you punch through that and off to the races you go. So keep an eye out on this bad boy. A pullback retest of the zone, and then maybe you get some form of continuation. But listen, this YJ is still halted to the downside. Went from $13 to $8, just like that. That's why you have to be extremely cautious when you're trading these. Like, look at that. Imagine you're just, you have the boat loaded, and then sure enough, it drops $5. You would ideally get out of this at this halt, this 10:32 halt. But if you don't and you continuously hold on thinking that you're going to get another uptick, it's AC Slater to that one. Shout out Mario Lopez. But anyways, aside from that, guys, quiet one. 2 scalps there on YJ. Sharif's been cooking up over there. And NVDA is starting to pull back. Gaurav, I know you were talking about Tesla not too long ago. We'll keep our eyes on this bad boy. But hey, if we get a VWAP retest, I'm going to be looking to get involved in this one. Small size, we're going to hold on to the majority of our session. That's for sure. We don't want to give too much back. So with that being said, we have a fixed amount that we're willing to lose. And after that point, then that's it. No more trading. We're going to stay green on the day, and I hope everyone does the exact same thing. How's your name going on over there, Sharif? I hear you punching keys. When Sharif start going, Gaurav, nice look there, brother. A nice move. I'm like, hey, man, I feel this is a little bit too extended from VWAP. It doesn't matter. When you're in a complete buy program, continue to go with the flow, and this guy's been on an absolute monstrous run as of late.
Gaurav?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gaurav's been killing it lately.
Yeah, man. Same with our boy Nimro. A lot of people have been doing it. And it's not easy to either.
It ain't easy, man.
It ain't easy being cheesy, my boy.
You changed it up nice there, Joey. All right, I'm back into QNME. I'm not liking what I see. I'm not liking it. I have a stop at 76. I'm in at 78. I've wet the beak through 380. It is a downtrend now. I'm displeased with this downtrend. We have to take out 81 pennies decisively to break the trend. And we're not. There is a short seller of note at 81. Here we go. Looking for a clear, decisive take of 81. Look at him defending 81 pretty aggressively at the 4/5, at the 2/3, right? There is an 81 seller generally here, and now we're caught in a bit of a range, essentially 77. You want to say maybe high 76s support, but definitely 81 as resistance. We need to clear that level. I'm looking for a little bit higher now. I'm looking for 83s next. Here comes 81 again, and look at the selling at the 3/4. 81 rejects. Into 81 again. No continuation above 81. So we'll continue to watch this. There's really nothing for me to do either to get stopped out or print. So we pack the patience. We go with the flow. Let's see what we get here. But there is certainly a seller of note at 81, and it's coming back down now into that area low. Wow, man. It's ranging here, guys. And I really want to throw my 5-second chart. There's the area high, and there's the area low. And this is exactly why I use the 5-second chart, right? A lot of people don't like it because it's noisy, but so is the time in sales, man. So is the level 2. I mean, if you're going to complain about noise, well, then this is more noisy, in my opinion. But why I use the 5-second chart is because it shows me repeat buyers and repeat sellers in the same way that the level 2 is showing me. It's just the level 2 is super dynamic and transient. Right? It doesn't hang out in that one area, whereas the chart you can reference back to that same moment in time. So that's what I'm watching right now. We're in 79, 80 again. Now they're selling at 80s. Look at this. Nothing moving above 80. I don't like this. Yeah, they were selling at 81s. Now they're selling into 80s. Unless we see a resumption of trend above 81, I am not liking this. So we'll see what we get here, Joey.
Yeah, let's see. I might pull this bad boy up here with like maybe a little scout QNME.
It's failing.
Let's see, Quantum Technologies. Yeah, it's failing, but it might get a little bit of a rebound here. You never know, right? So we don't want to count this bad boy. Why is my chart acting like this? That's not very fun now, is it? That's not very nice of you, is it? No, QNME. 78 cents. Here, it's put up over here. Uh-oh, QNME. It might go without us. Again, we're gonna keep our eye on the tape and see if there's that form of momentum. We like this curl over style of play. Now, how many participants are gonna start to step in and potentially move this thing? Let's head over to, oh, there it goes. See, look at the tape. Look at the tape. Watch it. Shreve's watching it. Keep your eyes on it, guys, just in case we get that next wave. Here, I'll go small. Like, what am I even doing here if we're not looking to put on a little bit of share at least? I mean, nothing crazy. We don't want to, once again, I mentioned we don't want to put too much of a dent in our W on today. Back-to-back red days, which I'm like, ew. And then sure enough, here it is. There it is, Shreve. Now are we going to step in? All right, we're involved in it. Can we break this? I did like what I see, but it wasn't the momentum style that I was particularly looking for, and it's a slight rejection so far. Now what I need is where is the next wave going to come in, below or above the ask? If it's above the ask, we're ready to rock and roll, but if it's not, we have to be prepared to get out at the break of 78 cents. That's strong. I like that one, Shreve.
His feet are strong.
There it goes. There it is.
His feet are strong.
Super strong. Another wave.
Get it, Tyrone
There it
Biggums.
is. And another little scalp for your boy into the high of the day. As it cracks, watch out for it, guys. Keep your eyes on the time and sales. Boom, just pulled like that. Wow, that was crazy. Nothing crazy from a share standpoint, but we'll take it for what it is. Let's see if we get any form of momentum. Someone telling me about iBit. Oh, okay. Hey, we'll take it for what it is on that one. We'll figure out what's going on with Bitcoin. I know my boy Nimrud has some MSTR. Smart play. It's not doing anything really right now. I mean, this thing is still in my account, and it's just not doing anything. It's just selling. This isn't strong whatsoever. Now, we can have a serious breakdown back into 32 bucks and then maybe even potentially head lower. And then by that point, Michael Saylor is going to probably sell some more because he's going to have to pay dividends and do all that. Look at that clean flush on the tape, guys. Still couldn't break it. You see this? Look at this. This is what we want to try to identify, but continuous flows. Let's see if that steps right back in here.
You know what, man? It's just stair-stepping.
It is.
So that's what we're seeing now. So it's 82 resistance now.
Oh,
83,
there it goes. There it goes.
83, 80, come on, 84, boom, 85, 86 is taking out my orders, Joey.
Cow.
Boom, again, more freaking booms.
Yeah,
and here we go.
Wow.
Here comes 90. My man, I like when Joey trades small caps, man. 89 showing up. I'm looking for north. Man. I want 91s. Let's see what we get here. 88 seller, 89, 75 high. Anything below my entry ends the trade. Continuing to watch. We don't need to do anything right now. We just need to spot where the selling comes in and where the buying comes in. And then just wait to get triggered either long or short 89.
There it goes.
Again, watching. High a day, 89, 78. 90, Joey, 91. Boom.
There it goes.
Again, it goes. Yes, QNME on the way to the freaking dollar. Traded carefully. 92 showing up options, man.
Yeah,
that is the high of the day right now. We've got that top wick. Very pleased with this. Looking for a little bit more. Pardon me. YJ, oh, it halted down. We didn't even say anything about that. 94, Joey.
Holy, it's going to hit $1.
Yeah, bro. Well, you don't get that close to the dollar or not.
All right, let's get a little bit more deep. Yeah, I know. Without it going there, you just have that psychological number. Let's do this right now. QNME. QNME. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, I feel, on that one. How many share? What's the float on this bad boy, Shreve? A comedy profile. Yeah, okay. So this is 10 times bigger than this YJ. All right, so this one has 25 million shares. So, yeah, let's keep an eye out on that big
Look
time.
for 90, 89 support, by the way.
89, hey, man,
that's what I would say.
Listen, I'm just a market observer right now, as you would typically say, Sharif. Poor YJ, I want to say Y2K. No,
and this is exactly what Neil was saying. This is exactly what Neil was saying. Bro, once it breaks down like this, forget about it.
It's done.
Forget
Move on
about
to
it.
the next one.
It's not, you're not in a relationship with this thing. You know what I mean? Like, just end it. And then move on to the next, man. I really do mean that, though, because I'm just saying my own experience. My biggest L's is when I just obsess over a certain name and I'm like, I can read this like a book. This is a key technical level. I'm going to get in here. Bro, the trend's broken down, all right? Stop viewing it through, these optimistic goggles. Right? It's not the way to do it. Here we go, Joey. 95.5 coming in. It's going to be $1 sooner rather than later. We're not involved at the moment. I want a bit of a pullback. I was looking for a 90 pullback. We didn't quite get it. So it's flying without us here. TT Mass. NRGV News. Say less, TT. We're going to have to look here. NRGV. Oh, my days. This is ramping up. There it goes. NRGV, great call. It does have news. Big move up. Energy Vault Holdings, 1.25 gigawatt hyperscaler customer that just came in. 12.16. It is now 12.18. This is fresh news. NRGV just ripped up 20.25% off 310. It's a 360 high. Watch for continuation, but also watch for that Christmas tree retracement. It could be a little bit trouble. Great call out, brother. TT Mass always doing it live, but so is QNME. It's coming into the high again, Joey. There's a 95 seller, and I think TIFF. I think pretty much QNME wants the dollar here.
Holy
so
cow.
we're gonna have to pack the patience on that one while we pack the patience. C is gonna tell you about this.
The IWM is up 1%. Let's take a look at 3 individual tickers picked for you today. TWLO. Twilio Incorporated is up over 30% on the day. They reported earnings as of yesterday, but there's also multiple analyst commentaries over here. So bear with me. Maintained at outperformed by Oppenheimer, maintained at market outperformed by Citizens. Also, another thing to note is that Wells Fargo was one of the only ones that gave the company an overweight rating. So we're also going to take a look at CRSR here. That's Corsair Gaming. That's also up over 31.5% on the day. According to estimates from 9 analysts, CRSR's average price target has been risen from $10.22 to $11.33, with forecasts that are ranging from $7 to $15 per share. Finally, Road is climbing as well, up 20.6% on the day. Construction Partners Group, Q3 has seen a 28% revenue growth for the company, also a record backlog that is driven by strong organic and acquisitive gains. Fiscal 2026 guidance has also been raised for the company. Robust demand is also seen in both public as well as commercial sectors, but also key thing to note is that, especially in data centers, this company has seen a growth, continued margin improvement, also that is expected to go into the year 2027.
Thank you very much. See a good call out there. NRGV. Yeah, it's all right. Okay. Wow, she said something.
What happened? Who said something?
NRGV ripping up 363. Great call out, TT Mass. I was looking for this one to pull back. I'm not gonna lie. You know, usually when we get a big move up like that, it's a Christmas tree retracement. Anyway, it's having a little bit of trouble here continuing. Let's see if it can hold the $0.50, but continuing to watch this one. What's up?
Yeah, no, QNME. Look at this thing go. Look at this thing sell off just like that, man.
But Joey, can I point out something?
Of course.
Okay, look at this, Joey.
Beef.
Look at this.
What?
I want to point this to your attention. Flat top breakthrough 65. Look what it did. Right into 74, all the way back down, bled its own blood into 60. See that?
Yeah, sorry.
And then it's okay. I'm used to it. It's this guy, bro. 74 down into 60. It's gonna do it again.
It's gonna do it again.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right.
Right. So let's see if it holds support, brother.
Yeah. If you ask me, YJ is again, it's that thing. It's you missed the bus. You have to wait for the next one to come, and it may not be specifically YJ. All right. So just be prepared. What was that one that you just sent me? Yeah, I know. Hit the wow. We haven't heard that one in a while. NRGV. Oh no, we don't got the wow. Okay, maybe we gotta find something here. Yeah. Wow.
Yes, Steph.
Wow. But here it is.
On the ones and twos, my boy.
Yeah, I know exactly. So she was pretty quick with it too. But anyways, aside from that, guys, Energy Vault Tree brought us this one. I like the look of this one. We're heading in towards the volume-weighted average price. With that being said, let's see if we can find price start to turn around. And what are we gonna do? Keep our eyes on the tape just in case there's any form of momentum play. And what is my style? And what is the specific trade setup going to be? The break of the high of the day. So if we get that nice steady curl over, the volume starts to increase. That's when we start licking our chops, getting prepared, put our orders out there for what if and when NRGV does decide that it wants to break through this HOD. Now, yeah, Gorb, this is what I'm talking about. I understand that it's Tesla.
Limit down. QNME.
Limit down.
QNME.
QNME, limit down.
Limit down.
This is what I was talking about, Gorb, right? We're just slightly too extended, and that's why I don't like for that move. You did get a little bit of a pop, but now you're starting to come back in. But who's heading back towards the volume-weighted average price?
Who, Joey?
Someone called him the God King earlier this morning. I'm like, oh, whoa. That's crazy because we already know Xerxes is the God King.
Oh,
But anyways,
my
aside from that, I
days.
wouldn't mind if NVDA became that south of the volume weighted average price, and then maybe we can get a little bit of a move back north. I'm going to be looking at it once again. But just due to the fact that the float is so large, it takes so much liquidity and capital in order to move this name. Hopefully someone's absorbing it because, listen, whatever. I wonder how many. Yeah, that's my guy, man.
He's got great fashion sense.
You
man.
got. If I listen, I'd be wearing all that if I could back in the day.
Bro, the way
Wouldn't
he
you?
draws in his eyebrows like that,
Oh,
my boy.
Sharif.
I mean, like,
Sharif.
what, bro? Oh. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
wonder. I
man.
wonder if he's trying to make his neck a little bit longer.
Yeah,
there.
but that's what they
Have
do.
you
That's
ever
like an
seen-
African
yeah,
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know that's what I'm saying.
That's
that
an
for,
African
bro.
thing. So
Look at those, bro. He's all blinged out. Tiff, how much gold do you think he has on there, Joey?
I don't know, man.
He's got a lot of gold.
I know
He loves gold.
I know the Egyptians like gold for sure.
Yes, they do. The Egyptians do like gold. Yeah.
Same with India. India, big, but way. I think these are the largest consumers of gold.
I was waiting for him to just do this,
And then
I
be
was
like, the
okay,
gold.
it's Indians' time now.
Yeah. Whoa, that's crazy. But this is Egypt. He's actually the, I believe it was Persia.
Yeah, he was Persian. Yeah. So the Egyptian Empire and the
God
Persian
King.
Empire never really had any beef.
No clashes. over there.
No, they were. See, the Egyptians never had expansionary ambitions because the
They didn't-
Nile
they had-
gave
they-
everything that they needed.
They didn't need
right?
anything.
The Delta was.
Well, I
was
mean, I'm
it,
sure
right?
King Alexander himself had everything he needed, but he just decided to continuously expand, which
Well, yeah,
ultimately became his downfall. Anyways, this is not a history lesson, but what we will.
Hey, man. Why not?
Don't get me
baby?
started with that stuff, Shree. That's what I'm all about.
About that life.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. Odyssey. I'm on attempt number 4 to try to get this movie complete. But anyways, aside from that, we're getting into levels that I want to see here in this name specifically. So let's just be patient. Keep our eyes on some of these small cap names, just in case there's another momentum style. Okay. All right, guys, we got to focus on NRGV at this point. We'll send it over to Shreve, see what he's got going on. But YJ halted down once again. So see you later. AC Slater, 13.78 all the way to $6.82.
Well said, Joey. Guys, I'm watching NRGV here, man. NRGV. Look, Joey, this is not on the NQ. NY. NY, guys. Sorry about that. It's holding. It's holding prior bar low. It's above VWAP. Now, it's a bit of a consolidation here, so it's not like ripping up. VSA is still halted case. So, yeah, it looks like we're 25 minutes deep. It's open case. It's open. VSA, like right when I looked at it, it ripped up. VSA, let's pull this up for case. Here we go. Wow, this thing's zigging. It's zagging. Where the hell is this one going to land, man? We're at the high there. I can't even see because it's not updating on my side. There we go. Now we're good. So case, 528 high a day. Current bar low is 440. So you have 440 support right now. About 5 resistance. The tape is really picking up here, man. 343,000 shares. Into 5 we go. Can this hold 5? A little bit below, a little bit above. What's up, Joe?
No, that's crazy. That's a crazy comment there.
528 limit up. 528 limit up here on VSA. Let's see where it finds support. I just got to flip to the 5-second chart because I can't spot. Oh, wow. It's going to limit up here, man. It takes forever for me to change. 528 limit up. I couldn't get in. I had to see the 5-second chart to spot resistance and support, and here it is. Into the high. What a move up here on VSA. 528. We need to halt here. We'll tell you the exact time, the exact price. 12:27:01 halt time. 528 halt price. Tap showing 529, up 73%, and now it has about a little bit less than 1 million shares under its belt.
Yeah, what's up, you try, man? That's great. You're comical, man. Yeah, it's
Good
true.
job, Bubba.
True story, Sia. For sure.
Wait,
And
what's her ethnicity? Where is she from?
yeah, you got me beat there. I can't go
That is
that far.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
you definitely got me beat over there. NRGV with that breakdown. Casey, 526. You're crazy, Trap, man.
Love it, Casey.
Send 5 Trader TV Live memberships. Once again, the givers keep on giving. Matt from Tinder. Oh yeah, Matt from Tinder. Why do
Open,
I feel
Bubin.
it's open? Yeah, QNME is open. Matt from Tinder. I'm gonna give these shout outs and you can get back over to there. Sharif,
Yeah, Joey.
Scott, Socrates, the Stoic, okay. Steven, Civic, lots of going on here. We got NRGB on our mind. Street's got QNME. And then also YJ is over.
Over. So is QNME. It's losing trend. It's below VWAP. I'm not touching this. It's losing trend here into 70 unless it can get above 85 again. Not for me. I can't see what limited down is right now on QNME, but we'll update you guys as we can. VSA is still halted up. It's 529 now, tap case. I think, is YJ open? It is open over here. Yeah, it is. And it's moving back above 7. It's still a lower high trend. So my personal opinion is you stay away from this until like it's above 11. That's just my opinion. You can trade it as you like, though. Let's send it over to Sia.
Keep an eye here on NRGV. This name here, this is going back a couple minutes ago or so now. This came out, they signed their largest contract to date, this Energy Vault. This is apparently a 1.25 gigawatt power infrastructure deal. In case you're wondering why this is moving or was moving, that is why. This is a smaller stock. You're currently trading around 330. For people asking, what's the news in the overall market? I do not have anything. President Trump has not posted in 45 minutes, and that post was about endorsements. It would have nothing to do with the market. If I have anything, though, I will keep you guys aware, but there's just really no news on this move in the SPY that I'm seeing some people ask about. Back to you.
Cover NRGV and the 1.25 gigawatts that they're going to add there. 363 high. I lost VWAP here into 330. It's trying to work back above into 340. Current bar high on NRGV 350. Current bar low 329. High at day 363. It's on a bit of a downtrend here. Obviously, you got lower lows, lower highs. Both these last two candles are red. We'll watch. If it can clear 350 decisively, I think it could be a good opportunity. Let's send it back to Sia.
The SPY is currently up 0.41% to be precise. Let's take a look at the sectors and what's going on here. Electric tech is up, NVDA is up 1.5%, Apple flat at the moment, Broadcom is up 0.5% as well, but MU and AMD continuing to slide. We do have news on AMD that happened yesterday. They did take over a Toronto-based company. We will discuss that further in the news segment, so don't go anywhere. GE down 1.5%, Dell up 1%, TXN up 2%. You have STX that's up down 6.7%, and names like Marvell is up 3%, WDC down 4.5%, SNDK is also down over 2.5% here. Tech services, you're seeing a bit of bearishness in Google right now. That's down close to 8%. Meta is trading a bit towards the upside, 0.5%. Microsoft as well, a bit above the 0.5% mark. Oracle is up 1.5%. Palantir soaring up above 8.5%. Netflix is flat along with FTNT. However, now, NOW up over almost close to 6.5% on the day. Finance, you have a bit of bearishness in names like Visa and MasterCard that are down over 1.5%. MasterCard very close to 2% mark right now. JPM, BAC, MS, and GS currently trading flat, whereas you have Hood up 2.8% on the day. Retail trade, you have Amazon that's up 1.3%, Walmart, Costco, TJX flat at the moment, with CVS a bit towards the downside, 0.77%. Home Depot is up close to the 1% mark. Health tech, you're seeing a lot of mixed sentiment in the rest of the sector, but Lilly currently down 1.3%. Producer manufacturing, AMAT, LRCX up a little bit, not greatly. CAT is down 1.5%, over 1.5%. GEV is down 1%. Other names, a bit of bearishness, bullishness mix in the sector. APTV, however, up 4.5%. Consumer durables, you have Tesla that's up close to the 3% mark today. Energy minerals, XOM and CVX lagging a little bit here, with CVX leading the duo down 1%. Utilities, a bit of a mixed sentiment as well here. However, one name, PCG, is up 3% on the day. Consumer non-durables, you have MNST that is down over 4.5%, and STZ that is up over 2.5%. Rest of the sector is a bit of a mix, included with industrial services, process industries, transportation, where Uber is up 6% on the day. I just want to check what Lyft is doing in this. Sorry, I apologize, not Lyft. What Dash is doing on this, that's up close to 3% on the day. And finally, we have non-energy minerals, NEM that's up close to 7% on the day. FCX up 1.5%. However, STLD is the one lagging in this sector. Let's send it over to Adara.
Couple stories to keep an eye on here, guys. Keep an eye on MSFT. Axios reporting that OpenAI, which of course MSFT has been heavily invested in. Apparently, they're slowing the release of their Astra model due to cyber capability concerns here. So MSFT and Focus. The other name on Focus, which is tangentially related here to OpenAI, is OKLO. This name did, spike up about 50 cents, it's already back down here, but it's on watch here as Sam Altman, who is the former chair of their board, congratulated the company, which reported earnings this morning, on achieving criticality. So OKLO and watch getting the nod from Sam Altman himself. Back to you.
All right, Gaurav, long TQs. I see what you got going on there, brother. We have our eyes here on NRGV. It looks like the momentum in the tape is starting to pick up. We have to keep our eyes on the volume by time profile. So what I'm going to do here is post up at 40, Sharif. Let's hope we're not too late for this dance. It's a nicey boy, that's for sure. So we have to be cautious on this one. Without any question, because there's a little bit of tomfoolery over there. Now, as for the high of the day, it's around $3.60. Gaurav, you're long the TQs. We're starting to get a couple of prints across the board here, and I'm starting to like the look of the NASDAQ and NVDA in these levels as well, too. It's going, man. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to post up NRGV.
Okay.
NRGV. Let's
Watch
get
out
involved.
for 350. It's a lower high. Prior bars 350 on that. Watch out for that.
I'm posting up at 40s. Right. I'm gonna post up at 40s because at 35s, or sorry, at 30s, 10 cents worth of risk, we're out of it. All right. So
brother.
let's keep our eye out on this one.
Brother.
We also got a couple of the large cap names that we can get involved here. TikTok, writing in TikTok in the chat there, guys. You have any questions? How we doing today? TikTok, make sure you guys respond.
Bro,
yeah,
can you pop out that chat? Or
no, that's the only thing. I don't think you can.
I
looked to. I don't see if there's anywhere you can do that. But anyways, TikTok, how's everyone doing over there? Glad all of you guys can join us today. Let's see if we can get a couple more momentum style plays for us today.
All right. I don't have anything at the moment. NRGV, I'm definitely watching that for a free 350 break and take. Obviously, I'm still watching VSA, but that one is still halted. 564 now tap case on this one. 528 halt price, halt time. 12:27:01 current time. 12:35:11. So we got another, give or take 2 minutes until this one possibly can resume. So we'll see what we get on this one. It did quite a bit of volume before it halted. It had been having some trouble with that. Now, I want to mention that it was halted for about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes last time around. So it halted at 12, and it opened up at 12:25. So I'm not, entirely sure if this is going to be at 10 minutes or what. 564 now, top 570.
Goes.
569, Ozan. So keep your eye on this one. Very happy with the trading today, but definitely looking for some more to do some more damage here, especially on VSA and NRGV if they give me the opportunity. I'm not liking YJ. I'm not liking VATE. I'm not liking QNME. They're all breaking down, so I'll have nothing to do with them. As always, though, guys, if there are any small cap gappers that are breaking out, not pulling back specifically, that I haven't mentioned, please tag me. Let me know what they are, and of course, we'll cover them in a jiff. But right now, I'm not liking anything that I see. So just tag me in the chat, guys. LOFF, it's slow. It's a bit more expensive, right? But the structure is there. It held prior area resistance as support. Take a look at that 13, very clear area of resistance. It goes to 13.49, drops, pops into 13.25. So, LOFF could be one for those who don't like, the fast movers and want something more steady state. This is definitely one of those ones, but I want to mention that. Yeah, there you go. Bartoli got it the right idea. Bovin is saying, VSA's open case. It's ripping. 660 limit up. Watching. Let's see if 6 defends. 660 limit up. Here, Joey, 610. It gave you an opportunity at 6.25. Let's see what this one does. Limit up. Here we go. We're in the halt parameter options, man. We got 46s. Limit up into 62. Looking for a little bit more here. We're not going to get it this time, as it probably will limit up here. Small size here. I just got to tell you guys. We took small size. So in the VSA, 646. Top is 759. Okay, here we go. Okay.
What happened?
It's just the strength. Dude,
what's up?
Cyclicality You're not going to convince me any different, man.
Oh.
The market is just so cyclical. We could go weeks, dog, without, a triple-digit winner.
Yeah.
And then,
And then next thing you know.
you can't get enough of them, right? It's just everything's Rip City. Rip City. Yeah, I know, Adam, brother, I lamented not getting in on the pullbacks because we had a couple of 6 low digits come in, and I didn't pull the trigger. I was trying to get 6 single digits. What can you do? And the spread was what it was, right? Given the move here, 760, top 761. I just saw 8 there moments ago. So, Jules. Still in CRSR and SENS, although neither moving much. Okay, well, we've got some time now, brother. So let's go ahead and look at that. Well, I don't know if brother Jules could be something else, so I do apologize.
When you say
CRSR.
Jules, I think of super bad.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. God, yeah.
Probably one of the greatest. Tiffany,
That home ec class was so good.
Tiffany
They're making
has,
tiramisu.
Yeah, tiramisu,
So
and then look how much fun he's having.
Yeah. It's like, because his buddy had, Man, great call out there.
Yeah.
So this is CRSR. So good luck there. It's putting in a bit of a downtrend, but it could be a bounce off the UOP. So there's that. Let me see what the other one you called out there, Jules, was SENS. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, this one's a little bit less volume. They both look the same, though. They both got both legs, but they're both pulling lower highs. And quite frankly, this one's got about 6.5, 6 mid-40s area support. So it could be a flat bottom break. I personally wouldn't be getting into these, but you are free, of course, to do as you like. But it's going to ride these momentum names and see what we get. 758 tap right now, Joey.
Good stuff. All right, guys, we're in a couple of names here. Here it is. If it breaks this 335, so we had these 2 orders. This was just a small one. I figured we'd get some form of a pullback, but I also didn't want to miss out just in case. But that was a nice little strong uptick. We're going to need to see some more flow in this name in order for us to really get this move. Worst case scenario is that we just fail to establish a new high, put in a lower high, and there's going to be no forward momentum in this one. Crack of 335, we're at a dodge. So we have our eye on this bad boy. But what's slowly starting to work for us right now is NVDA as we creep back towards the volume weighted average price off a good print off those lows. So not too bad of a look there. Gora, we're getting this one to slowly move for us. Again, smaller size just due to the fact we want to hold on for the majority of the day. Farm Trader, what are you in there, Farm Trader? You're in NRGV, right? Yeah, there it goes. Starting to pick up. Let's head over to this one. This is more of a slow grind. Who sings that? Anyways, NRGV, let's pull this one up. Nice, be careful. Clear resistance zone at this $45 marker. Now the defense on the tape, we can identify that just through the bid. There it is, some strong upticks, but immediately met by some form of defense. So seller stepping in, pushing price a little bit lower. Not something that we necessarily want to see, but that doesn't mean they can't be lifted, guys. You see we pop into that level. This was the strength that had us into $3.44 and then immediately met by some form of defense at $3.45. So clearly a distinct seller at this $3.44. Let's see if they can punch through, if there's someone there to absorb that liquidity. Doesn't seem to be the case right now as we reject for the 4th time. This is what you were saying earlier, yeah, on NVDA. What specifically, my brother, like the slow grind compared to the momentum in the small caps and some of these larger caps? If that's the case, then yeah, it's a completely different game. And with the tape, don't forget there's key times when you want to be focusing on the tape. A lot of it is noise because there's so many shares being transacted that you want to identify it in key areas, especially when you're looking to enter the trade. So this is what you're saying. Yeah, so that's exactly if that was the case of what I was getting at not too long ago. Let's head over to our watch list and see how some of these memory names are performing. Oh, Sharif, guess what? All red today. SanDisk down 2%, Micron down 1.6%, Western Digital down 4.6%. STI Seagate here down 6.25%, ladies and gentlemen. Never mind all of this. Let's head over to the daily and see how they're looking. DRAM down another 2% today. SK Hynix down once again, man. Tough look. Again, when the majority of our participants get liquidated, it makes it a lot more difficult for these names to recover. And I think that's the nature of the beast that we're experiencing right now in the memory names.
Yeah, you're right, Joey. Micron, yeah. Down, all the memory names.
Oh, they're all down.
Well,
man.
I mean, they had their moment in the sun. Like, how many times are they going to be up?
Well, yeah, but then, I don't disagree. But now their moment in the sun may take a little bit. They might be hiding in the shade a little bit longer now, Sharif, considering all the retail individuals in South Korea who had these leveraged products are no longer trading and participating.
Did you see Palantir?
Yeah, big.
What the hell is Palantir doing? It's up 9%. 9%, yeah. It's on the verge of clearing 170. In fact, it's been above 170, 170, 143. Great recovery, man, from the haired one. Good for him. All right. What else do we got here, Joe? I'm just going down my watch list on the side there, trying to find any outliers, anything that's surprising me. Nothing great. EXFI, I do see that, guys. Shout out to crypto banks. New high a day, 276 high. I've been watching EXFI all day. It's a slower mover. You got to pack your patience with that one. You see Reddit as well. Reddit and forget it. My boy up 6 today for the whatever it's called there. So what would you call? Would you call it a social media platform? I mean, what the hell?
I barely use Reddit, man.
You don't use Reddit, eh?
Barely.
Man, they great information.
It is. It is. I used to a lot back in the day. But
Yeah, eh?
yeah.
Bovin CGTL. Bovin says I look. CGTL, Bovin? CGTL, yeah. It's got CG in it. Bovin, you stop doing this, Bovin. Giving me these ones with no volume. I love this guy, bro. Now, this ain't for me, Bovin, but I do see the pop-up there. It is a nice pop-up bull flag, but yeah. Let's see what Drew, HUIZ. HUIZ, let's type in that in. HUIZ, what do we got on that? Oh, okay. Some resistance here into 156, but look, it's got a lot of topping tail candles, but what's funny about this is it's putting in higher lows. So yeah, I could definitely keep an eye here on HUIZ, especially since that garbage ATGL dropped. So HUIZ, let's put that one on there. Thank you for that one. Have I seen LIDAR, says FXJ. No, I haven't. LIDR, let's see what that one is up to. Light volume on there for me, brother. $1.27 high. It's not my favorite. Big down day today. Barely even gets back above that resistance area from yesterday. I'd have to pass on that. Bubban's laughing. Get it, Bubbin. All right, man. We're having a good time over here.
We're at a key point in this bad boy, NRGV, Sharif. We're testing in multiple times.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You are
so, I mean, I think
right.
it's going to go one way or the other. This is a battle between the Bears and the Bulls right now, and who is going to come out on top. Let's see where that next wave comes in, because if it doesn't break relatively soon, I wouldn't be surprised if we get this liquidity grab down here. And then once it's south of the volume-weighted average price, I don't like it anymore, right? So, I mean, I can take a couple attempts at it, but just due to the fact that, hey, this should be the time where we're heading back towards this key pivot if we're going to, and if we don't do it, then it's AC to that, right? And then here's NVDA. We're still holding on to this bad boy. But yeah, Hangry Wife, I'm happy for you when it comes to that specific thing. So here it is. Come on, do it. See, who's this 344 seller? You can clearly identify who these individuals are just through the tape, and it seems like he's going to dominate this race for sure without... Now, listen, let's see if we get this breakup. Now, what I want to look at, we went over the banks. We went over some of the memory names. USO, how are you performing today? You're up about 0.75%. You did have a little bit of a drawdown, but I'm looking for this to break down. Once again, it'll take a lot longer than what we're anticipating. Gold putting up another day here, breaking that trend. This is a thing of beauty, Sharif. Gold really starting to perform. I mean, even though we were down substantially off of those highs, and that run that we went on was all fun, 30%, now you get a nice little pop off of the lows heading into $400 on the GLD ETF. That's not too bad. Silver, I don't know if it's going to recover at the pace. I highly doubt that it will until the street. Listen, the market cycle, Sharif was talking about it not too long ago. These things come in waves, and you have to be prepared to jump, or Mike Peter Ryder, and wait for that next wave to come in. He's gone, man. He's on the boat. He's on the boat, he said. Here it is on NRGV. It's going to break down at this point. 335, we're out of Dodge.
All right, Joey. I think we have another possibly 20 seconds. If it's going to be a 10-minute halt on VSA, the top hasn't moved. It's been 758 this entire time, which kind of makes me feel like we're not going to open here. Here we go, 5, 6, 7. We're looking for 33s. Let's see what we get on this one. Looking for a resumption soon. 758, boom. All right, watch out for a drop. 646 is my entry. Looking for more. 7, 8, 9, boom. No, man. Yes, bro. Into 8. Boom. Into the high. 682 limit down. Watch out. 682 limit down. We just took out triple sevens there. We didn't quite get 8. 682 limit down. It is going to halt down now. Here we go. It's done a 1 1/3 million shares. Guys, even though this is going to halt down, I really want to say this, that it's still holding trend. So there's that, right? I mean, it's still above the prior halt level. It's not even close to VWAP nor the 10 EMA. So let's get into that one. Here we go. Let's talk about HUIZ. Because look, you know, we're just going to go with the flow here. HUIZ halted to the upside, $1.96 halt time, 12:47.35 current time. 12:48.37, so we're a minute deep. So we're looking for resumption here, 12:52.35, tap 215, halt price 196. This is looking good. So we're gonna keep an eye now on the one that's actually moving. It's HUIZ. And you know, if it ends up clearing 2, then we're gonna start thinking 5.
Oh.
So yeah, I am actually.
All right, my guy.
It's a day, Joey. It's been a week, but yeah, I'm not like sit there, toot the own horn, but it's been a good.
You don't want to, why, man? Toot it up, man.
Nah, man, it's not my style.
Toot it and boot it. Isn't that a
Toot it and boot it.
Look at this NRGB. This one might take a couple of attempts for us to get rolling here. Tisha Perkins is rolling, apparently. Pigs get fatter, hogs get slaughtered, says Chang.
Tarek.
Yeah, Tarek there. You got that one nailed. Happy Friday, y'all, says Adam. Adam, don't send anything.
That's my man, bro. That's my man.
Listen, I couldn't be more thankful. I think I can express how thankful I am for you for sending us pizza.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop you from doing that, but maybe we could get like a healthy wrap or something. I don't know, Vegas can't be chooses, right? But,
this guy, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But hey, man, this is a little healthier alternative here. Well, I got the carb police to me every time I'm eating.
Hold on, Joey. We didn't update everybody.
Well, on what?
On the carb situation.
I
was telling Brendo this the other day. I was telling Neil as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's breaking news. Let's go to Adara.
Certainly interesting. ABC reporting that even though the Supreme Court thwarted his attempts, President Trump is continuing to fire or attempt to fire Fed's Lisa Cook. So Fed Governor Lisa Cook is still apparently facing an attempt to be fired here by President Trump, even though the Supreme Court sided with her, at least for the time being, staying on the Fed while investigations into alleged mortgage fraud continued. So we'll have to wait and see if he announces this formally, but this is being reported currently by ABC News. Back to you.
It's very interesting. We'll see how the whole Cook thing ends up unfolding, but it's, continuing drama here.
Yeah.
So the carb situation. So what I've done, I want to show you this. So
show me.
I use Claude, obviously, you know that. That's not a surprise, but I want to show you something over here. So I have a list of experts. A diet specialist, a travel agent, a wellness specialist, real estate specialist, foot specialist, all these different.
Foot specialist.
Yeah, bro, because
you got feet problems?
Started. Yeah, man, bad at the moment now.
I'm getting out of NRGV. Why? What's wrong with the?
Well, we'll go to that the other time. But the point is, I had my diet specialist. I put in my entire diet and my entire training regimen. I gave it all the information. It's like, number one, you're front loading too much of your protein early on and not late enough at night when you're sleeping and when you're recovering and when you're growing. You don't have enough.
Oh, that's
you got to take it off from the earlier part of the day and put it in the later part of the day. And then I was having too many carbs later in the day when I didn't need them. So it's like you're backloading your carbohydrates. You got to front load it, and on top of that, you're not having enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's when I said. I remember you telling me about your feet. I'm like, you got gout?
No, man, I don't have gout. It's called Morton's neuroma or something like that. It's like a nerve issue in my foot. It's so annoying.
Too much red meat is when you get gout, right?
Yeah. It's not gout, dog. Stop.
No, I'm not saying that it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
And anyway,
man.
Here we go. We'll get to more in a second. Let's send it to you.
Let's take a look at the dollar right now, down 0.45% on the day, fallen after the jobs report that we saw earlier in the day that has come in negative, which has now reduced the expectations of the Federal Reserve for the rate hike that is next month. Let's also take a look at the levels of the USD JPY right now. So I'm just going to pull up the chart here for you. So the dollar has fallen against major currencies like the Japanese yen as well as the euro as of today, all linked to this jobs report that we've been seeing today. USD JPY is currently down 0.66%. I'm just going to check USD EUR, that is down 0.37% on the day.
Great call out, Bovin. CGTL. Good look, Bovin. It's not halted yet, but it looks pretty good, Assassino. Into 577, showing the $0.50 now. CGTL, hey, it's got my initials in it, man. So, you know, it must be a good ticker. I'm kidding. Of course, I jest. But let's keep an eye out on it. Look, Bovin, if the volume picks up, I know you called it out, but it's interesting here. I'm going to definitely keep my eye on CGTL as VSA is going to limit down again, and now it's actually losing trend. It's lost 6, which was a key area of technical support, and it's marginally below VWAP. It is still above the 10 EMA, which is at 550, but VSA is a bit of a problem right now. Keep your eye out on that. I'm still waiting for resumption on HUYZ. Looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt here, and the tap now a little bit higher, 234, 236, 244. So it looks like we'll get resumption at about 12:57:35. It is 54, so we have another 3 minutes or so here. Buffin's killing me. Buffin, man, it's so good. All right, we're gonna have to put CGTL on the side over here because I think Buffin's got something on CGTL. As this one is up now 46%, volume picking up. Buffin, we still haven't done a million. We haven't even barely passed a 250,000. Now we're at 329,000. So the volume finally catching up here with the price action on CGTL. Trade it carefully, guys. I don't know what the spread is on this quite yet because I haven't loaded it up on a trading screen, but something tells me just based on the chart action, it's moving crazy here. So let's load up CGTL on the side chart, and I'll get to that super in a second. The spread is about 25 pennies now, so it's a little wide. You're going to have to be careful with this one because the cost of doing business could be some trouble. Now, what I can see is 504 limit down. I can't quite see what limit up is here. One must assume it's well north of 6 because we were just at 6, and I couldn't see it as well. So packing the patience. I see MP Benton. I just, it's not my way to sort of pound the table on this, but it's up 10%. Had a great earnings report yesterday. The markets, in my opinion, been unfair to MP, but what the hell do I know? I'm just going to continue to add into names that I like. But it does have a lot going for it. It is vertically integrated in a way where no other mineral and refining North American company is. So do that what you will. Just some dude, Sharif, same. Looks like it was from the Sloppy Joe. I had to look it up yesterday. Dude, I love that, man. It's just because This Is 40 is the movie we were talking about there, him and I, right? And so he was talking about the case of gout. And I forget the name of the rock singer that he was trying to hire there to kind of reignite his brand, and he was doing that or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, you all right, man? Come to the show. He's like, I got a case of gout, man. And it was funny. OG Darth Trader also studies on how carbs later in the day can help your sleep and allow your body to recover by replenishing your glycogen. No right answers in the health game. You're absolutely right, OG Darth Trader. Man, 628 limit up, Bovin. Here we go. We're going to have to get involved now here, especially with 6 focusing in as support. 628 limit up, Bovin. We're going to limit up here. Halt parameter initiated. 628. False halt. Moving back into the limit up area. Now, watch out. This number here, the red rectangle, it can change, and it did. 638 limit up now. Now we're seeing the halt parameter reinitiate again and again, a false halt. So watch out here for CGTL. It's looking awfully good. Shout out to you, Bovin. Good call out there, man. I was joking about the lack of volume, but you clearly knew what you were doing there. Adam James abroad. 2 in the super. Always, man. Magnanimous Adam. Pizza Monday next week. And Joey is not allowed any.
Yeah, it was my, but I apologized and I said, man, but who's going to do the review? How are you going to send it in and not have it reviewed?
I don't know.
So
maybe Sia can do the review.
It's not the same.
Yeah, that's okay.
Why not? It's not as it can be. Yeah.
Said you can do the pizza review when we get it on Monday. Yeah. We'll get another pineapple for Neil.
Yeah.
Well, pineapple is great.
I know, but
Now
your
that
friend Neil
isn't
doesn't
here,
like it.
Pineapple is great.
Your friend Neil doesn't like it. So, nice work, Bovin, says KC526. It's not the same, a guy from work.
Yeah, that's my guy. That is my guy.
Shout out to Jeffrey Jurassic 5630, brother. You rock, man. Appreciate you, Jeffrey. The fork is tomorrow. What does that mean?
Everyone's talking about the Bitcoin being forked.
What does that mean, Joe?
It means it's going to be split, so the blockchain be split, and someone can.
What the hell does that mean?
It's not good. Hard forking. Hard forking is when.
Can we get an explanation?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. It's been a while since I talked about
that's
hard
fine.
forking, and a lot of people correct me if I'm wrong. Hard forking is when you have a mass amount, an insane amount. So in order to fork something, so this is how you would make kind of like a derivative of Bitcoin.
Okay.
You can just make more of it, right?
Okay.
I could be wrong. So what would happen is that you need to have enough compute and enough capital to essentially take over everything in Bitcoin, the blockchain. And then you can derive it. So you know how there's Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, right?
I've
And you
seen that,
remember how there's Ethereum Classic and Ethereum? Well,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, so that's when the cryptocurrencies were hard forked, right, in their earlier stages.
So like literally like a fork in the road kind of thing?
Yeah, it splits in a way. And sure enough, what can happen is that now you have main Bitcoin and then another piece of the cryptocurrency.
Is that where Bitcoin Cash came from?
Yeah, it's
what is this nonsense, bro? I didn't even know about this. Can't get into Hughes.
Bro,
Keeps
what?
rejecting my order. Case, it's halted. Why are how are you expected to set an order, Case? You got to use a market or limit on open order. It's not going to allow you to send an order, Case. 248 is the top right now. We're halted at 196. It's not going to be a 10-minute halt, Case. It looks like it's going to be at least 15, in which case it'll be 102.35. So yeah, that's what I want to say about that.
Nick
so I'm going to have
Garcia.
to look into this forking thing clearly because I'm
Nick
a little
Garcia had a
ignorant
really
in that
good.
regard.
He
Sorry. I know, brah. You can use market on
Hold
open
on.
too.
Here, Nick
Up to you.
Garcia said it good. Miners and networkers need at least 50%. They flag the fork on the miner side, then creates branches. Network needs to full consensus or it dies. Yeah, exactly. There it is. Well said. And here goes this name now. Starting to break, heading right back in towards that resistance zone, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we're going to get a rejection. NRGV, right back to where we entered before. It curled around. Now we want to get involved one more time, but what we want to keep an eye out on is the tape to see if we're going to get an additional push through this clear seller at $3.45. All right, so let's keep an eye out on this one. I'm going to hit above the ask above just in case. Let's go. This is our time. We've seen what we wanted to on the tape. Now, if there's no follow through, it might not go how we're expecting it. And once again, nothing crazy from a size standpoint. We're sitting in, okay, this is absolutely disastrous in NVDA as NVDA is curling back over. We have to be prepared. It's not disastrous, but we have to be prepared to get out on this one as it broke through my entry signal. Now, if there's going to be any form of a rebound, let's see if it's going to happen on this bad boy and on NVDL. Yeah, rejection. This guy is strong. So Nizy boys living up to their name, the New York Stock Exchange, $3.45, continuously pushing price down. So they're not seeing any more value in this stock north of $3.45. No demand for it, too much supply, and we're not breaching those zones. Telling a bit which doesn't have enough support. Yeah, very well said. Nick, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that with Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So I don't know why that person keeps saying. I've seen him say it earlier in the day as well too. Oh, wow, it broke down again. Whee! See you later. Yeah, wow. $3.45. It's like a reverse wow on this one. Wow.
Joey, look at this. Halt. Look at my screen. Halt.
Yeah.
Halt. It's so good.
Wow, they're all
are halted. Oh my days. All right, guys, I'll just update you guys on the halt prices here since it's a halt fest. HUIZ 244 top, 196 halt price. VSA 499 on top, 593 halt price. That one's in trouble. CGTL is open, it's dropping. Oh my days, 563 limit down. The halt price or the top was 630. What is this one doing? Limit down CGTL 561. Halt time 13:02:34. And HUIZ is open and it is ripping, brother. I can't with this, man. There's just too many going here. Oh my God.
That's
one
crazy.
limit down, one limit up. I can't. Oh, you can't even look at the other one, man. It's just like you. Oh my days, bro.
Yeah,
oh,
days.
Days. Yeah, so HUIZ limit up 288, 13:02:56, tap 299, 3 continuing to move up here. So great day today. I got my red day cut in half, and that's a huge change. Shout out to you, Case. Love to hear it.
Bang.
2 limit down and 1 limit up for me. Bovin, you're going to be fine, buddy. Kill it. Bovin in all 3 of them. Yeah, well, Bovin did send me a screenshot of his P&L on YJ. Now, I'm not going to say what the P&L was because it's not for me to say that's his money. But he's up big. So your boy Bovin, he's doing it live.
Yeah.
And he's doing it well. You know that song by LL Cool J? Doing it and doing it and doing it well.
Yeah. You know what's not doing well right now is NRDV. We took a couple attempts on this one. It's breaking down again. And that's it. You run into the supply zone. Again, we don't want to continuously try a stock that isn't going to continue do what we wanted to. We took our second attempt, 2 at-bats, and then we pop fly out of this NRGV and find something else. We got this NVDL trade still cooking up. I don't know what it's going to necessarily do, to be honest with you. If I did, obviously, we'd go significantly heavier, but that's not necessarily the case. Focus on the NASDAQ. Glad you grabbed some of that. Gorvin, how has Palantir been performing on the intraday session? I know you had the short right at the highs, so hopefully that has played out for you. We'll take a look at what we have going on via PLTR, and we'll also look at some of the supply zones via options chain as well. So let's pull that up here. Gorb, man, strong day. Not breaking, but you were short all the way up here, man. So you did get a little bit of a move. Didn't get quite towards the volume-weighted average price, which is totally fine. Again, if it breaks, then I just don't know if today's going to be that session, man. A lot of green across the board, but with that being said, let's pull up PLTR, see if there's any massive supply zones. And if there isn't, then watch out for this name to continue to move. $70.37. So these are slightly in the money right now, worth $1.08 if you're a collector at this point. So let's see if we close below. And it also has the most amount of open interest, right? 18,900 with 165,000 contracts closed. So the at-the-money contract playing its part so far today. With Palantir. We'll have to close sooner. Yeah, let's see what happens, man. Also, here it is on our name, breaking down. Not too good of a look. This downtrend, fully intact. Oh, that's not very nice. Anyways, aside from this here, let's see what we got going on. Boom, to the downside. 35. Hasn't broken this one. So sure enough, we'll see what we got.
All right, man. Let's bring in the side charts here. Talk about these bad boys. We're looking for resumption here on HUIZ. VSA is halted down again, guys. It's halted at 455. So this one is done. It's going to be a Christmas tree retracement into the high and then into the low we go. So that's kind of the way that works. I hope nobody was dollar cost averaging on the way down. YJ is also done. It is now straddling the volume weighted average price from the south side. So nothing for me to do there. Bovin says Raya, R-A-Y-A. Let's take off VSA. We're going to put Raya. Shout out to David Raya. Oh, he's not here. Okay. Halted up, R-A-Y-A. Light volume, I think, though, Bovin. Let's see what R-A-Y-A is showing in terms of volume. We'll leave that up there. I'll put it up here. Okay, so 204,000 shares, up 30%. This is a $3.33 million market cap. Is it open? No, it's not halted. It just wasn't moving. Sorry. Yeah, not halted, he says. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was just because it was stagnant. I thought it was just, yeah. So let's put RAYA. Let's have a look at the spread. Yeah, it's a slow mover, Bovin. Look at the time in sales. Bovin, it's stagnant. Yeah, it's quite, this is RAY, bro. Here we go. This is a lot better. Let's see. So 16 penny spread, 20 penny spread right now, 70 on the bid, 90 on the ask. Dropping a little bit here into about 275. Watch for a trend resumption, but I'm going to steer clear of this one for now. Ben Zengal, no one is talking about QCOM's recovery. Well, I don't trade QCOM, brother. I don't trade anything other than small caps, in case you haven't noticed. Like exclusively that, and I am not interested in trading anything else, but we'll absolutely have a look at it for you, man. Let's go ahead, talk about the daily on this one. Yeah, okay. I just want to see here on Qualcomm, did it find support at a previous area of technical support? Yeah, this 145 is a repeat offender area. That is the what's it called? The yen carry trade unwind low, and then we also had a low there in, looks like, August of last year. So this 745 area is a repeat offense area. It doesn't always hold up there, and there's that 125 as well, which is also important. HUIZ is limit down. So yeah, not bad for Qualcomm. I'd say that 185 though area is going to present you some trouble. Look at that triple top in on Qualcomm into 185, and it ended up losing about a third of the company's value off that triple top. So be on the lookout for that. But hey, looks like you got something there from the area bottom, and I hope you print on it. Keep me updated, man.
All right, man.
Yep. What do you got, Joey?
Same thing, man. A nice little uptick. Now we're running into this trend line. Let's see if this can be broken. Hey, listen, we sit on top of this. I think it'll be a good add opportunity for a next zone, which could be around 36.24. We'll keep an eye out on that one. As for the small caps, listen, we had the momentum style plays this morning. Yeah, I mean, one QNME wasn't anything crazy.
Getting
but definitely
killed now.
YJ was him today for the Blair, best performing name off of these two scalp cities. But it did climb all the way to $14 flat, now down to $6. Keep an eye out on this one. And then we also had the NVDA trade. Second best performer on the day for us. Add like a madman into this, but then we Devin Haney it all the way in the congestion zone, in the supply zone, as it put in a new high. I mean, man, 224. Is this going to be my opportunity to buy a little bit more? I don't want to. It's funny. I was kind of laughing at myself the other day. I'm like, man, I'm the Michael Saylor of NVDA, just buying this stuff at any given point. You need to be a little bit more strategic in when we're getting involved. But I do believe we're on pace in order to break this 236 high, and then that next level, if we don't reject aggressively, most definitely 250 in my opinion. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes on it. A pullback into this gap is where I want to add some more, because then we can hold some more structure at this 212 marker. That's fine if my average moves up a little bit as I increase in size. Then we just continuously rock and roll. Right now my average is around like 206 or something like that, so not too bad here in this specific account, I should say. Anyway, so we're going to continuously grab some more with the objective of this being one of the companies that hits the trend, or the $10 trillion market capitalization. NVDA, I believe, has the opportunity to do so, especially if him and your boy Elon continuously exchange business deals, and I think we're going to be sitting in a pretty good
Exchanging
position.
like love letters, bro.
But hey, man, we'll keep on keeping on, as they would say, Sharif.
Did you see the comments and the video on TerraFab? Did you have a look at that?
I didn't see that. No, talk to me.
So he said it's going to be one of the world's largest buildings.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful buildings. Not relevant for our purposes, though, but it's apparently, you know, they're going to be going full steam ahead with this thing.
Yeah, why not?
But the read-through here is the important part to me. Think about all the different chip or equipment makers, like your AMATs, your ASMLs, of course, as well as many others, Lam. The read-through for all those, because if it's going to be literally, not all at once, but literally the world's largest fab, if you want to do that, you need to have the most amount of equipment. So I am quite bullish on the semi space, even though the semis are still extremely strong. If we do get this kind of
TerraFab,
yeah, man, and not just it's not going to be only Elon doing it. You know, if Elon does it and he does it successfully, that sets a stencil for everybody else to kind of want to go down their own route.
Yeah.
And kind of secure their own chip supply.
Yeah.
Right? Especially those who have the money, and there's plenty of companies who have the money at the moment, right?
I completely agree. And honestly, everything that you just mentioned is a big part of the reason why I'm going to remain bullish on this whole AI build out. we've never, I don't know, we've never seen this type of money spent, especially in, like, I've never seen anything like this when you have the hyperscalers just building this infrastructure. And I don't know if this is the best analogy, Sharif, but I'm gonna put it to you anyway.
Hear it, bro.
So these guys are spending a bunch of money, right? So the way that I was thinking about it is the shower thought is everyone's worried about the capital expenditures, right? But what happened with the auto manufacturing craze back in the day? You have to build the infrastructure in order to produce the vehicles.
Right, well said.
And I think that's the narrative that we're sitting in right now anyways, is that, listen, Meta I know we're kicking Meta when it's down and some of these names for spending all this money, but what happens 10 years down the road when these guys have built the roads, they built everything that they need in order for this AI thing to continue to grow, which I think is extremely important. And then that's why I'm remaining bullish.
I got 2 points to that.
But speaking of not being bullish, NVDA is starting to sell a little bit.
So the 2 points that I want to make is, you know, there were a lot of American car manufacturers. Have you heard of Morris? Or not Morris, what's that one called? Stuttgart, something like that, forget it. There's a lot that don't exist anymore, right?
Yes.
So I'm not saying everybody who kind of builds out the foundation is gonna succeed, but you know, that's the point of picking winners and losers. That's point number one. The other point, I forgot what I was gonna say. I had a different point there, man. I forgot, whatever. We'll come back to it.
But no, again, like to your point,
At a
like,
different
but
point,
there's
man,
really, if we think about it, it'll come to you momentarily. I'll ramble on.
Hot in here, man?
No, it's perfect, man.
It is hot in here, man.
I'm really.
Why is it so
enjoying
hot in here?
Enjoying it.
It's
hot
like 100 degrees outside too.
So hot.
Not
in
DeLorean, guys. I forget the name of.
Mercury.
Not Morris.
Was in it.
Morris is a British car. It was called Studebaker.
Studebaker.
It got absorbed, right? So the point is, like, I don't expect everybody who's around now to succeed. I don't think that that's a reasonable expectation.
So okay, so out of the 4 major companies right now spending all this money, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta, you don't think all 4 of them have the high probability of succeeding?
Not in the sense that they may be like the leaders in AI.
No, but
right?
from a so what if the leaders need more compute and these guys have the infrastructure?
Well, then you get a situation like we're seeing now, where you get like the
XAI.
leasing and you get the renting of compute and stuff like that.
So
a better point.
Sorry, man. It'll come to you. So my point being is in the near future, or in the future, I'm not going to say the near future, but in the future, do you think we're going to need more or less compute, regardless if
no question about it. But unless quantum comes in and then fundamentally changes all
everything.
that, which it will, it's just like how quickly will we get to that, right?
Yeah.
But everybody, if you believe any of the major science guys, they're like quantum is being researched in almost every area of science.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're using these quantum state satellites to keep perfect timing and perfect coordination, right? I'm not a science guy, but being in a quantum state allows like perfect synchronization of sorts. And then it's not just compute. Quantum is in almost everything, right?
Yeah.
And you know, so there's gonna be that. Anyway, interesting comment from the IonQ CEO yesterday. He's like, he's waiting for the crypto guys to knock on his door. That's another kind of
Who said that? Oh, the
IonQ CEO, yeah, because he's like, as we have been talking about, the potential disruption of quantum computers to the crypto encryption. And I've read some stuff that says, you know, some crypto is protected, but this guy is of the opinion that, you know, he's gonna
solve every key.
Well, or that, you know, they're gonna hire him as a possible, you know, solution to the encryption crypto problem. Anyway,
the chat's raving about a couple of these names.
Apparently, I'm honestly, I don't think I'm going to trade for the rest of the day.
What's WFF doing?
WAFU.
But there's some people saying WFF.
It is ripping, yeah. It is. It's a beautiful look here. This is a new trade too, man. Up 57%. This is a $9.75 million market cap. I can't quite see what the high of the day is. It looks like it's 236, showing 2.25 now. Very well at holding structure. Look at the higher highs, the higher lows. It is a newer trade. I don't want to say the volume only started coming in about 15 minutes ago, right at 1 o'clock. The volume's still kind of low. We're about doing 500, 600,000 shares per 5-minute candle on a $2 name. But this looks quite good, better than anything else that's breaking out at the moment, to be quite honest with you. So WAFU, it's the new one. Traded carefully. Look for technical areas of support and resistance. I'm going to throw it up on a trading screen, even though I really don't want to trade. WAFU. because I don't want to give anything back, guys. We had a good week, and I don't want to make any dumb decisions towards the end of the week when I'm kind of tired. I'm really hot. It's extremely hot in here, and that aggravates me. So I'm going to have to go get some water to cool down, Joey, if I can send it to you.
Yeah, man, obviously. I don't know why I pulled this up here. Anyways, aside from that, guys, we went on a nice little run here in a couple of the names. Let's just head over to our watch list and see what we got going on. We'll run through the mega caps, we'll run through some other names to see how the performance has been. Now, listen, Google's selling off. If it sells, continues. Like, this was a nice run, trendline break. I did believe that we were going to head into closer to the 300. 300 might be a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, Google isn't shy, and I mean, it's not a rarity for this name to pull back 20% or so and then just go absolutely insane. And I think we're in the environment where it can do that and then just absolutely go parabolic. So keep an eye out on this. Anything deeper, key support level 344. We'll look to buy a little bit more. Apple, how have you been performing? Hey, we talked about it. It does not matter the size of your company. You go on a massive run like this, 28%, you pull back 14 or additional 20 of that move, and then you go on another one, but then you gap down. So don't feel FOMO. I've seen someone constructed a super chat here today talking about some cash secured puts. Beautiful stuff. Collect the premium while you wait for price to come to you. If not, you're still making bank. And I think that's the importance of understanding how to use the leverage derivative, all right? Apple, SpaceX putting in an absolute monster day. Now there's going to be some supply over there. Let's
Wafu's limit up, Joey.
All right.
HUIZ limit up as well. And your boy NRGV's ripping, Joe.
Oh, is it, man?
Yes.
Bleep that thing, man. Hold on. I got to pull up SpaceX. Is it actually ripping? Did it break 345?
It's at 344 exactly.
Oh, again, yeah, that's like the fifth time. It might go.
All right.
130 here, 20,900 contracts. And you can see that's the most amount of size traded here, 104,000 contracts. If NRGV breaks this level, oh, man, it's going to be a Tilly, as the old hockey boys would like to say. NRGV, Sharif. I almost called you Katina, man. Yeah, it's there again. But it's there it goes, man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's going to break 44 at this time. Took multiple attempts. You can see the base at 335. Hey, man, we do have at-bats. I don't want to get lured into another nicey nonsense, but it looks like it wants to go at this point. Yeah, there it goes.
All right. It is 20 after 1, so let's send it up to Sia. We'll start the news segment.
Let's start by talking about ABNB. That's up about 14% at the moment. EPS for the company as of yesterday's come in at $1.37 versus $1.25 that was expected. Revenue has climbed to $3.61 billion versus $3.58 billion that was expected, which has climbed 17% from a year ago period. Now, net income has increased to $816 million from $642 million in the year ago quarter. For the current quarter, also ABNB has said that it has expected revenue to come in between the range of $4.69 to $4.77 billion, while analysts had been expecting $4.61 billion. So at the midpoint range, year over year, the revenue growth will be somewhere close to 14%. The company has also said that the US and Canada region include the Middle East as well as Europe, has seen a high single-digit growth in bookings. In Asia Pacific, bookings have been in the high teens, and for Latin America, they have soared as high as 20%. But there has been a particular interest in Brazil and Mexico markets as well. Airbnb has said, and I quote, "Overall, we continue to observe market share gains broadly across Latin America, demonstrating the success of our expansion strategy within this region. Therefore, free cash flow as well for this company has jumped 30% to $1.25 billion from $962 million a year ago."
All right, so hotel listings outpacing home rentals by 3 times. And this is something new that Airbnb has been really kind of pushing, is the hotels, a higher margin business, of course. So nights booked at boutique hotels and, of course, traditional lodging grew 3 times the rate of home listings, acting sort of as an acquisition funnel where 35%, believe it or not, of first-time hotel guests booked home rentals on their platform. So it looks like people are doing both. That's the best kind of case scenario that I can see for Airbnb. And listen to this, AI, featuring here as well. So CEO Brian Chesky, he said their internal AI coding teams were able to cut development times by about 60% and their engineering AI teams were able to deploy 80% more product than they were at this time last year when they weren't vibe coding. That's the second point. And then looks like international market expansion way outpacing your traditional regular markets. And by traditional, I mean basically North America and Europe. So it looks like they had single to low double-digit growth for US and Western Europe, but their non-core expansion across Latin America and Asia Pacific grew at double that velocity. So something to think about there, Joe.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Listen, gross bookings up 16%. Nights and seats booked increased 10%. I mean, it's double-digit growth across the board here. Bookings by first-time guests grew to 11%, so you have more individuals stepping on this platform. Now, they're getting involved with the hotel space. I wonder why, Sharif, because Airbnb is has been such a disruptive service to the traditional hotel services, all right? So for me personally, I love everything to do with Airbnb. You get the coolest places, and it makes the transition and the transactions are borderline seamless, in my opinion, making the experience that much better.
Can I say something? I don't want to disagree with you, but I want to give a different view here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really want to change the linens. I don't really want to take out the garbage.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm on vacation, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I do that stuff at my house.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why lately, anyway. So when I was going to go to Colombia, I was going to do Bogota and Medellin.
Yeah.
They were going to be Airbnbs. And Cartagena, I was going to stay at a hotel because I wanted ocean view, right?
Yeah.
We're not doing that anymore. But when I went to Europe, I started looking at the Airbnbs. I'm like, all right, how much is this going to cost me relative to some of these hotels? Number one, it's the same price.
Okay.
Number two, I don't get the same kind of service, brother.
Yeah, that's
you know
fair.
What I mean? Like,
but again, you would probably have to do a region comparison, right?
That's fair.
Right, so Europe obviously might be behind because, like, for me, when I do my trips to Mexico, it's a fraction of the cost.
True.
You stay somewhere nice, and it's just like kind of your own little oasis, right? You don't have to worry about
comparing it to all-inclusive, though?
Yeah,
Like Airbnb.
Yeah, exactly. Not even
kind of thing?
necessarily all-inclusive, like specific hotels in Tulum and stuff. They're really nice. You get that service, but again, you're paying out the wazoo why because you have to pay the employees and everything.
That's fair.
Yeah,
you got to tip this
You
guy,
gotta tip
that guy,
right?
Yeah.
Again, I can totally get behind the fact that you don't like taking out the garbage. That was an issue that we ran into as well in making and doing the bed. But anyways, aside from, you have to look at the discount. Like, hey, it's like 40%, 30% cheaper. Are you willing to sacrifice this instead of gain for that? But listen, growing though as well too. So
yeah, they are.
Four bedroom, family home styles are increasing 10% year over year as well too. So it's definitely, I'm not saying it's gaining ground because I think they captured quite a bit of market share, especially in North America.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to head over into India.
That makes sense, man. Yeah, South America as well.
Exactly.
Great comments from you guys. Sharif, you get the best service in MD, all right? I love this guy. Shout out to Big Scalp, man. Appreciate you. Airbnb's overpriced, says Meme. Airbnb ratings process. I know, Ozane, you have also a really good point. It's the owner's request, not Airbnb's. I totally agree with you. I'm not saying it's Airbnb's fault. I'm just saying the reality of what I was talking about there. Slick 006 says, agreed, I like hotels and resorts unless with many, many people, then VRBO. And then some other person says, I only rent Airbnbs when I'm getting the whole house. That's kind of like Vrbo, right? I don't think you can rent a room per room basis on Vrbo. It's like the entire property. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Dude, listen, last year when I was in Mexico, we had a loft. I got some pictures and videos of a loft, right?
Yeah, okay.
So extremely nice. You walk out, you're in the jungle and everything along those lines. For me to stay at the resort that only offered free breakfast, but it also a beautiful place to stay in Tulum, that is, it's triple the price.
Well, that's
right?
a no-brainer.
So I'm just like, you know what?
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, exactly. So.
The point that I was trying to say, they were similarly priced. That's
I can see it depends, right? It's regional. It depends where you're gonna go, where you can see the discrepancy. Now, listen, I'm a sucker for I'm a sucker for an all-inclusive. I can tell you that. I was telling Sharif about Breathless and all of those other things. I have great times in both, to be honest with you. It depends what your objective is on your vacation, Adara.
NVIDIA. This is Jensen Huang's only 4th post ever on X. I'm not including replies, just posts. And it is actually a quote tweet of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk on August 4th, earlier this week, posted, SpaceX is committed to using NVIDIA GPUs exclusively because they are the best. And then Jensen Huang quote tweets this 1 minute ago saying, Good emoji. So it seems like he is, I guess, co-signing Elon Musk's support of these NVIDIA chip usage. Tesla, SpaceX, NVIDIA not really reacting, but I think kind of interesting here. Jensen Huang, definitely someone who I think is probably worth following on X with his new X account. And he's clearly not afraid or not shying away from posting comments from others as well. So interesting look. Back to you.
Definitely agree there. Jensen is like a required follow if you're in the game over here. Tisha, thank you very much, Tish, for the super. $4.99 from Tish. We thank her for that. Wafu, Tish. Halted up. It's been a minute here. 12:18:26 halt time. Current time 1:27. So we could be a minute and change away. Sorry, everything is halted. 12:27:38. So this one we got another minute or so. The tap. $2.95. Keep your eye on WAFU. Great, Dave. Couldn't be happier for you, Tish. I hope everybody's printing up a storm on the other side. And while the money falls from the screen, Sia, tell us the next story.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at SKHY. That is down past the 4% mark as of today. So they've said that it will be investing 54 million Korean won. That is around $38.1 billion to build new memory chip manufacturing plants. Now, SKHY has announced a 35.2 trillion won investment in a fabrication plant in Yongin called Y2 and a 19.1 trillion won that has been put towards a facility in Cheongju called M17. This is coming amidst a surge in memory prices that we're seeing driven by shortage of supply. Also a huge demand that is surging across markets from companies building AI infrastructure, which require a large amount of the HBM. So we always take a look at. So according to Counterpoint Research, SK Hynix is facing increasing competition from Samsung, which has now reclaimed the #1 spot in market share in the DRAM market in the second quarter.
I like this. I like this a lot, Sia. It means two things to me. This company obviously is, they're doubling down on RAM, but, they wouldn't be spending this much money if they thought that the RAM business was going to be cyclical as it has in the past. They clearly see here some sort of longer secular tailwind or trend here. So I want to talk about the one that's expected to open in December of 28. That one, as Sia mentioned, is codenamed M17, and then you have another one expected in June of 2029. That one's codenamed Y2, but they're not going to be just completed during that time. Those are the initial stages. CapEx as well as construction will continue into 2031 for this. And let's talk about what each one is going to do. So Y2, this is the one called Yongin, all right? That one is going to actually that was actually supposed to be completed in 2045. They're moving it up by 12 years to 2033. And then the other one, the M17, that one isn't actually going to make HBM. It's going to make NAND. And a lot of people were like, well, why are they committing so much resources to NAND when it's not as high a margin product, nor is it in as much demand, because you're not really selling as much of it? Well, because all of a sudden, agentic AI has kind of brought a resurgence of the ultra high capacity enterprise SSDs, which is apparently very important storage required by AI inference engines. So they're alive to that, and they're looking to take advantage. So I do like this.
Yeah.
But of course, as we have to say, the market is cyclical.
Yeah.
And at some point, you're rewarded for spending, like we saw earlier in this year and last year.
Yep.
When you're spending CapEx, because people think you're going to take advantage of the big cycle. And now, all of a sudden, we've kind of turned a little bit on all the spending. So, right now, if you show this to somebody like, oh, more CapEx spending, sell.
Yeah.
Will they feel that way a year or two down the road? That's the other.
I think that's a major question that is obviously going to take some time to be answered. We talk about bottlenecks. I like what's stated here: strategic investment decision to seize the opportunity in line with the market's growth speed and to contributing to the stability of global AI semiconductor supply chain. Now, they state multiple timeframes, all the way through 2028 into June of 2029. All right, so if we talk about bottleneck, which we have been for quite some time, that would just display that, hey, the demand is still here. Will it eventually catch up? In my opinion, I do believe it will. And with that being said, you have a clearance and you don't have, you may have a little bit more production capability than necessary, but that's not the case that we're sitting in right now. Now, these fabrication, these build-outs are going to take years, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Now, with that being said, they're already hit capacity. I don't know how much longer that's going to hold off to, but just you better hope that the demand is still there when everything is completely established and completed.
This dude got married.
Who is it?
That Leopold dude.
Is that the guy who just?
Yeah, this guy is the one that tanked everybody's monty. And then he tied the knot. Well, you can't crap on him for that. Good for him, but you know. KC 520 freaking 6. We love you, woman. Have a fantastic weekend, Case.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but this week was a hell of a week. I know you did very well. I know Bovin did very well. You deserve your weekend, woman. Enjoy your time, and we'll see you hopefully, Case, on Monday.
Ben Affleck.
Spend it all in one place.
Ben Affleck also stated here. I want to find his comment. Said, I don't know how true this is. He said they're selling fake RAM now, so you can just put something into empty slots of a motherboard.
I believe
it's bad.
I believe that.
You think so?
Of course. Well, the scam artists come as soon as this. Of course, bro. The scam artists?
You
Oh God,
think so?
yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
they see money. They have morals, right?
Morals.
Anyway, you got any more comments on this, or should we?
No, yeah, you can send it back for sure.
See. What are we doing now?
Little net, that is Cloudflare, up 7% on the day. It's delivered a strong second quarter beat with adjusted EPS coming in at 29 cents versus 27 cents that was expected. Revenue also has come in at $696.1 million versus $665 million that was expected. Q3 guidance has also topped estimates, and consensus management has raised the first year 2026 guidance to $1.25 to $1.26 for EPS and $2.86 billion to $2.87 billion in revenue. That reinforces confidence that AI answers engines and agent-driven commerce are accelerating infrastructure demand as well. Shares had surged 16% after hours. However, they are up 7% at the moment.
I got a few points. CEO on the call revealing for the first time ever that non-human, specifically AI agent traffic on Cloudflare's network has officially surpassed 50%. So there are more non-human agentic AI kind of activity on at least Nets, Cloudflare's servers, right? Which is quite substantially large, right? Then there are humans. To me, that says, where the direction of the internet is going, something to think about. Also, their dollar-based net retention jumped up 120%. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about basically all the people that they had last year, they were able to keep them and then even have them spend more money to the tune of 120%, which added about 600 basis points to the EPS. Good look. And then they're also going to obviously increase guidance when you have that kind of good of a quarter. So they raised their full year 2026 guide. They're looking for 2.84 to 2.87 billion. That's up from the 2.81, I should say. And their current remaining performance obligations, so CPRO, up 35%, Joe.
Yeah, good stuff. I like this. There's one metric here. A couple of things positive for this name. First things first. So, I mean, you're up 83% from last year. Shares were up 44% in 2026. Those are some good numbers, and those are good rates of return. Now, as for the quarter itself, this is what I really like. 4,600 customers with greater than $100,000 in annualized revenue as of June 30th. That's up 30%. Yeah, that's up 30% from the year before. The cybersecurity name doing some good things so far. It seems to be the case. Listen, we've seen it across the board, whether it's CrowdStrike and PanW putting up some big time numbers. We got Cloudflare doing the same thing, gaining 30% of actual customers paying substantial amounts of cash.
All right, see you.
One ticker that was mentioned in CNBC today as well that I picked up on was Doximity, that is DOCS, has more than doubled at one point in overnight trading after some bold comments had been made around the margin for its new AI search tool. So CEO of the company, Jeffrey Tangeny, had said that the product brings in 10 times what it costs to run. Quote, I mentioned, it's early days on our AI search product, but I can tell you we're earning more than 10 times per search in revenue than it costs, he said yesterday during the earnings call, the Q1 fiscal 2027 earnings call. So he also said that over time, you probably expect the overall AI cost, if anything, go down as models get more efficient. So we feel good about the unit economics there. He also said this during the earnings call. So Doximity shares have been trading more than 130% up before the bell. Right now, they're up 38%. So I would say there has been a bit of a loss, but it's still above not a bad percentage over there. Analysts have said that these spectacular returns are not yet baked into the company's already solid financials. So Doximity has reported first quarter revenues of $156.6 million and adjusted EBITDA of $74.8 million, both of which have come in above estimates and above consensus. Company has also raised its full year revenue guidance range more than $6 million or 5%. That is between $671 million and $681 million. Huge AI profitability here is another thing that you do want to consider as well, which is likely not a part of the boosted forecast. And this is coming from the analysts who have made these notes. DOCS, like I said, up 38.14% on the day right now.
Not going to pretend like this is a company I know too much about, but it is a space that I like now, having read this whole thing. I like what the CEO had to say on the call yesterday, saying he highlighted heavy investments in clinical AI and strong software margins. And that's kind of, I think, one of the next frontiers. We always talk about agentic AI being, the current, trend in AI, but I really do want to see AI being used to shorten the R&D times for drug development. It is one of the reasons why I chose Thermo Fisher as one of my earlier picks. I think maybe that requires a few more years for that kind of thing to develop, but it's something that I really do think may move the needle on drug discovery. So I'd like to see that a little bit more in that. He called it a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Apparently, their models outperformed rivals like Fable 5, really, in a Stanford-Hartford study. He says usage of its AI scribe tools increased tenfold year over year in the month of July. So that's interesting. Sia gave you the numbers with respect to the quarter. She gave you the guide, but they're also projecting 170 to 171 million. That is slightly below what Wall Street was looking for their Q2 revenue. But I think there's a good secular tailwind here, especially with the overlap of medicine and AI.
Yeah, again, I'm in the same camp as you, but again, as I look through some of the analyst actions here across the board, I mean, sometimes you get mixed reviews, but left, right, and center, it seems that a lot of the analysts are liking this name. BMO raising price target from $20 from $20 to $30. We have Canaccord Genuity from $30 to $36. We have Raymond James from $23 to $38. So across the board, things are looking pretty good for this name specifically. So yeah, not too bad of a look from an analyst action standpoint, that's for sure.
Take a look at AMD here. AMD currently down 1.6% on the day, but there was news. AMD is continuing on its graphics processing units to drive the bulk of its data center growth to cloud companies, not up from advanced AI chips that they can find. So AMD has said after the bell, as of yesterday, that it's entered into an agreement to acquire Thales. That is a Toronto-based startup that makes chips for inference. This is located in the financial district in Toronto. Their accelerators are customized or hardwired for a single AI model rather than being general purpose. So the company's technology promises a quote-unquote less expensive chip that it says can produce output for specific models thousands of times faster than a traditional GPU. So Thales has raised a total of $219 million in venture funding since its founding in 2023. From the news released by AMD, and I quote, Thales' technology will complement AMD's full stack AI platform, including AMD Helios rack scale solutions, AMD Instinct GPUs, AMD EPYC CPUs, AMD ROCm software, and the company's expanding AI ecosystem. AMD is planning to integrate the technology into its accelerator roadmap and develop system-level solutions with AMD Instinct GPUs.
So I do like this, and I think this is why Cerebras was kind of loved initially before, that big sell-up. By the way, CRBS up 7% today is because they were able to make the chips
and the packaging with a different type of RAM. They didn't need to use HBM. And obviously that is very, very supportive in an environment like this where number one, there isn't enough, and number two, it's very expensive. However, if that's going to be the moat for Cerebus, it's not certainly the moat for AMD. It's a temporary problem, in my opinion, until either we have a technological change which allows us to do more with less, or we just have more supply come online with all these investments into the fabs that we're seeing. SK Hynix, we just spoke about them expanding their fabrications, right, for RAM. So it solves an immediate problem, which is, having to spend up a storm and not having enough of HBM. But is that problem temporary? Does it require, so much R&D going into it? I'm not smart enough to know. I can just kind of give you guys the information. You guys figure it out. What do you think?
Yeah, and I just find it interesting. It's like, okay, when you're at the top, everyone's clawing for you. And this is the narrative that we are. Like, what are we going to do? What is AMD going to do to close the gap with NVDA? And a lot of analysts here just suggesting, hey, that doesn't happen until a deal. I'm not going to say this is the change of the tide or anything along those lines, but what this allows AMD to do a little bit better is supply a longer-term owned option that could improve control, economics, and customer-specific design and flexibility. So, I mean, that's really positive for this name specifically. But again, when you acquire a name like this, you can see the stock going to get hit. I just don't know if it's going to completely close the gap, but a small win here and there can definitely start to narrow it. And I talk about this all the time. When you hold the majority of the market share, there's only one way you can really go. There's only so much a total addressable market that you can get. And we've seen that within Tesla in Europe as well. So.
Take a look at this over here. So Washington and Tehran offering conflict accounts of bilateral engagement that is aimed at ending their hostilities. And with that, Iran's chief negotiator has accused U.S. President Donald Trump of quote-unquote theater diplomacy. These remarks are coming after President Trump had called off these planned strikes and said that the outlines of a deal had already been settled with Tehran, and Iranian officials have rejected this claim, like we saw yesterday, saying no talks are underway. USO is currently up 0.36%. So the conflict is now broadening across the region. The Gulf infrastructure, energy infrastructure, as well as key shipping choke points are under constant threat. USO right now, like I said, up 0.36%. I just want to check levels for WTI and Brent here as well. WTI trading around $78 a barrel, down 0.34% at the moment. And Brent currently down 0.46%. It's trading around $86 a barrel.
So I don't really have much to add other than, the deal struck between the Omanis and the Iranians yesterday, to me, is just an absolute non-starter to insist that American ships can't pass through an international waterway. Is just an untenable position. I don't think anybody agrees to it. And I don't know where we go from here, because I don't think there's been updates to that.
No, again, it's going to be a tennis match. Once again, I think for the foreseeable future, until there's until deals are signed on both ends, then I'm just going to be continuously looking at it like that, back and forth. You're going to get a Donald Trump truth, and then you're going to come and have Iran say that, yeah, that's not true whatsoever. And then they're going to say the negotiations are going great. 15 minutes later, it's disastrous. We're going to strike them, and we're going to hit them as hard as we possibly can. Yep. Just from a data standpoint, traffic remains subdued on August 7th, with 8 confirmed crossings, down 33% from the day prior. So most vessels using Iranian are using some form of scheme to get through, it seems to be at this point. But the narrative isn't going to change until it changes and a deal is signed on both ends.
The only thing I want to add is what I said yesterday, which is I think, if Iran can't reach the U.S. military to be able to retaliate, and it's hard for them to do that, right? They tried in Jordanian Airbnb, where certainly somebody was killed, but the last time around, the missiles were intercepted. I think they take a page out of Ukraine's book and they start attacking commercial interests, vessels with drones, like they did in Damietta in Egypt, right? Where they hit that. It was a Marshall Islands flag ship, but the Marshall Islands, are they not American?
I believe they are. Yeah,
They are, right?
yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
I think if Iran can't reach the U.S. military, they're going to go after commercial interests.
Yeah,
and I don't want to see that because then that's just going to cause haywire in the market.
Of course,
You know what I mean?
but I mean, I feel like the market's priced so much of it in already. Once you start hitting that infrastructure, it can be a completely different story. But what do you expect when you back a dog into a corner? It's probably going to bite. And I mean,
It's
it can
not
happen.
belong to Oman and Iran. It's an international waterway. Okay, just because they're there, it doesn't mean that Egypt's on the Mediterranean. Doesn't own the Mediterranean. You're only allowed 10 kilometers off your coast. That's just typical international law. So sorry, Iran.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's just going to be an ongoing conflict. I think for the foreseeable future. No end in sight at this moment.
Let's take a look at Meta here. Meta currently flat on the day, but I know Adara also, I want you to talk about this as well. So Meta's been ordered to pay, as you know, at $567 million, if I'm not wrong, into an abatement fund in New Mexico that is as a part of a public nuisance case. That's just one of the many suits that the company has been facing, alleged harms that are caused by its app. So the fund has come on top of its $375 million in civil penalties that Meta had to pay earlier this year when it had been found guilty to have and responsible for having violated New Mexico's Unfair Practices Act. So Judge Brian Bedshead had written in the ruling, quote, although Meta is not alone in this regard, its social media platforms are a significant contributing factor to the current mental health crisis among New Mexico's youth established by the substantial evidence in this case, close quote. Most of the money in this fund, that is $420 million, is dedicated for the treatment of people harmed by this platform. Now, the rest is for awareness and prevention, screening and assessment, and referrals and coordination, as well as implementation, quality improvement, and evaluation.
Yeah, nothing I have to say really has anything to do with like the price. I think Sharif had a lot of good points on that this morning, if you're interested in terms of like the amount that has to be paid. But what I found interesting here is New Mexico. If you look at this, and again, I apologize, I drew the state lines myself and I can't draw. So that's why they're really messy looking. But this information shows that I think this is well over 400 different actions that different attorneys general from each state have taken against public companies. I spent a disgusting amount of hours on this. So yeah, very proud of this. But I bring this up because if you see these little burgundy colored stars, they represent wins. Now, a lot of these states have only one star because of the Live Nation suit, but the other win was for Meta, for New Mexico. They're the only state with 2 stars. So they're actually the only state to win 2 lawsuits this whole year, or 2 cases rather, again, one of them here against Meta. So I think that's some interesting context here for New Mexico with Meta. And as Sharif and I discussed this morning, this might not be the only case against Meta that ends up getting won. So this could be more issues for Meta. Now, if you go here to this infographic, because again, the hours of research had to be, put in through more visuals, because that's what I do. 58 different cases against Meta so far. Now you're thinking, Adara, that's more cases than there are states. I included different state coalitions. Each state that was involved, it's a separate case just for, I think, to understand the magnitude of some of these cases and the different amount of states involved. So with that in mind here, Meta, 58 investigations, again, cumulatively. So that's an interesting look. I also have to mention Roblox. You're seeing 9 different actions here that actually might go up to 10 as of today, because our friends over in Georgia, specifically Georgia State Attorney General Chris Carr, he came out and he basically said that he's considering investigating, or actually will be opening investigations into, he specifically names Roblox, but suggested other media companies could get involved there as well. So state attorneys general talking about this stuff always wakes me up on a Friday afternoon. And yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this Meta case progresses, because the legal elements here and the, whether or not this fine is going to be approved of, Meta wants to appeal. So we'll have to wait and see how that all transpires. But stay posted on X at TTV Research, because I will very likely be updating these visuals as we get more information on different state AG cases.
That's very interesting, Adara. Thank you for that. All right, let's get to the details here. $567 million is the fine. That's in addition to the $375 that they had to pay from the jury verdict back in March. That brings the running total into $942 million. All right, so Sia mentioned that this was a public nuisance case. I just wanted to explain that in the morning. So the public nuisance is essentially a tort. So it's like one wrong committed by a party against another, right? Could be a person, could be a corporation. And the public nuisance tort developed in the kind of the 19th century when we saw factories coming online, like industrial factories. There was pollution, and little side quest over here.
why is West London or West Hollywood, all the west parts of the city, the more pricier parts of the city? Because typically, given the rotation of the earth, the wind blows west to east. So what happened was all the smog would come from the factories and it would blow eastward. So usually, most of the time, the east of the city is cheaper, the west of the city is more expensive. That also happened during this public nuisance. So what they wanted was just to make sure that residents were being compensated if their quality of life was disrupted by smog and pollution and everything like that. That's how public nuisance came to be. And that's how they're actually trying to apply it here. The judge was kind of creative in how he kind of molded the current case into public nuisance law. He kind of used this analogy. He's like, all right, he ruled that Meta's platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever, was the factory, the smog producing factory, okay? And that its ad content, its advertising content was the product that was being kind of issued. And then that the harm or the sexual exploitation was kind of the pollution that must be abated. So he kind of tried to draw parallels between physical sort of smog and pollution into this. So it's a stretch. Let's see if the appellate court agrees. That's one thing that I want to state there. There was also some things about, him slashing the New Mexico's request to have, a 15-year mental health overhaul. He dropped that to 5, fine there. He also refused to put in a monitor to monitor Meta's kind of actions there. He refused to do that. But I want to draw a very important point. There is something in law called stare decisis. Stare decisis is basically the obligation of one court to follow the order or the ruling of typically a higher court in the same jurisdiction. This doesn't apply state by state. So if a New Mexico court finds Meta liable in public nuisance, it doesn't mean the Nevada court has to find. They're not obligated to follow the New Mexico court. The only thing that they're obligated is to follow actually a court higher than them, not on equal footing. So it's persuasive when there's another case in Vegas, in Arizona, wherever they're going to do it. It's persuasive, but it isn't binding. So it doesn't mean that every state is going to see it this way, but it certainly opens the door.
Yeah, man, listen, with this stock, I think what's weighing on it is these cases specifically. Now, a lot of people are referring to this social media moment as to some of the big tobacco moments where you're really starting to see it regulated. Now, everyone's like, I can kind of get behind in the grand scheme of things, $942 million potential fine there that they'd have to pay up. But in a company that is depleting its free cash flow, that can add up, especially through state by state. So that's something that I would definitely be cautious about in regards to this. And it's like the Google and Apple antitrust that we experienced from before. It was weighing the stock down. And this is the exact same thing, in my opinion, and what's weighing Meta down, is that you have this antitrust aspect and the crackdown on social media as to where Australia is putting an age limit. You have the European countries doing the exact same thing. It can really hurt your monthly active users or how much time people are spending on the app. With that being said, you're spending money. And I think that's truly what is weighing this name down right now. Once these start to clear up, I think that's going to give a little bit of free roaming for the name.
Can I say something though, brother? You know what I feel? I feel like the social media craze that we got in the 2010s and even the end of the 2000s, like 8, 9, whatever, right? I feel like some of the politicians felt like they missed the boat by not regulating social media early enough and then allowing kind of some of the social harms that we've got with children and addiction and mental health and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like those same politicians who, in their opinion, missed the boat, they don't want to miss the boat on AI. And so I think we may have, in the next 3, 4 years, whatever, I don't know, some preemptive regulations in a way that we did see with social media initially. Yeah, but that's my spidey sense.
And I think that's a fair assessment, to be honest with you, but who would have guessed that social media would have got this big, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like people were, it's like, hey man, kids didn't need it. It's just like that new form of interacting with each other where my generation, your generation, we grew up with a large part of our lives where we didn't need it, but now it's like it's structured. It's fundamentally embedded. Embedded in the younger generation.
Some people are putting their foot down, like yourself. You don't have Facebook.
No,
you don't have Instagram.
I
You don't have
don't.
TikTok, and you
No.
insist on not having.
I insist. Yeah, it's just too much, man, and I
of
appreciate
course.
that. Yeah, I mean, I was always like that. I just always was the individual I was okay with just being on my own. I didn't need the affirmations from other people, the consistent like, hey.
Hey, look what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. I just
feel you.
I was never that individual, and now look what it's doing to people. Right, like people are really getting embedded in this stuff and rely on it, and really take into consideration every single comment, and it can be definitely detrimental.
You know, one thing that I've started to do a lot more.
Was the word I was looking for. I don't need
great.
Yeah.
You know what? I noticed one thing that would always be a triggering factor for emotions on me, going through the comment section.
Yeah, man.
I don't go through the comment section anymore.
Yeah.
At all.
And I think that's something that a lot of people are doing. It's like, hey, I don't read the comments. Listen, it's like there's 99%, like 95% of our chat are great and nice people, but it's the 5% that weigh a little bit more on your shoulders than the nice comments.
Right.
And it's tough to say. You know what's funny? A quick story before. I mean, we're almost done here. So I was walking Milo yesterday in Liberty Village. And anyways, it's two younger kids. They're walking. They're probably going to go watch the Argo game or something like that. Okay. And they're pointing out, they're like, who would live in this building? Who lives in this building? Right? They're younger. And it's funny. They said, yeah, it's like it's finance bros and stock traders. As the one guy said. So I just put a smile on my face. No, he said it's millennials and stock traders. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So I was like, that's just. And again, it's kind of off topic, but that just shows you that the younger generation are like, hey, we're priced out so much of some of these living areas that it's like we don't even know who lives there anymore. What happened?
Your boy Neil's coming after me
say?
in the chat, man. I love it. Like, no, I'm gonna read this out. It's actually a good set. Yeah, comment sections and chat can be so mean and unhealthy. Side note, that guy Sharif, who does he think he is with that stat? Neil, it's 2.5 years old.
That's crazy.
2020. I think I did this like in early 24. No, that's not right. I don't think it's. I shaved my beard September 23. That I know, right? The beard's gone. The beard's almost 3 years now.
Are you gonna? Would you ever grow it back?
No.
Why?
No, it's just way too much upkeep, man. Should we let you go, bro? You got to set up? We got another minute and a half here?
I could head over there.
Right?
By the way, that chicken was fire. It was actually
really
the
good?
best. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best chicken we definitely
Kentucky Fried Sharif. What is happening? All right, man. Let's just get to the trade review. Nimit. We know each other for 4 years now, Nimit, and we've met in person, IRL, and we miss you, brother, and we're happy to actually see you back in the chat because, like, it's been a minute. I know you've been the last couple of weeks, but since before that, Nimit, it had been, 6 months since you were regular in the chat, so it's great to see you again, brother. Got him. Okay. Hey, brother, me and Sharif go way back, son. Who's this guy? We're going to have to find out who he is, Joey. I'm going to have to open up his image over here. This guy. Me and this guy go way back. He's from Niagara Falls, or at least this picture is from Niagara Falls. So shout out to my man there. I'm always here, just not chatting. Focus on making money. That's what I want to hear, Nimit, my man. All right, let's go through some of the trades today, guys. YJ was good until it wasn't. I mean, we saw this one kind of stair step up. This is how these small caps are. You're going to see that on a lot of them, right? Even a lot of them are gone from my screen because we took them off. But there are others that continue to stair step up. RCEL, believe it or not, man, the higher lows are still intact here on RCEL 780 highs showing 758. EXFY as well has been respectably, trading near the highs. 274, 278 area high. It's been putting in higher lows all throughout. And then Joey had a view on this one, NRGV. Look, it's still bull flagging. It's not rocketing up. It certainly has a lot of resistance at 350. This one has a midday catalyst they're going to throw on. I think they're involved here in a 1.25 gigawatt facility, so something to look out for there. We also had QNME. This one absolutely ripped up, and now it's negative on the day. The shorts got a hold of this one quite aggressively. Into 99 pennies we go. We couldn't clear the dollar, and now we've lost trend completely down into 41. So there was a lot of small cap gappers today. A lot of them were good. It's going to be a good week here on the show. I would say probably one of the better weeks we've had in, a year. So
It was kind of that kind of week. Hopefully, we'll keep the momentum going into next week, and we'll catch everybody the same time, the same channel. See everybody bright and early Monday morning. For now, going to send you to the big boys. Joe in for Sean as he's got the afternoon off, but Neil Roberts, as always. See everybody Monday. Take care, guys.